Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck to Sim live stream today. It's the 29th of December 2020, 33 minutes past 7 in the evening in the United Kingdom. And here we are again back in X-Plane 11 in the iniBuilds A300. It's probably one of my most favourite payway aircraft at the moment. It's only been about 2 or 3 weeks since we last flew it. Today we're going to be flying between Berlin Brandenburg and, here we go, Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia. Both of them are hosting busy VATSIM events. Now, for those of you that took a look at the last couple of streams, I had some performance issues of X-Plane 11 with the system crashing. The first thing you might notice is that I've actually got rid of Sim Toolkit Pro. One of my members mentioned that he had issues with it conflicting with X-Pilot. So I ran this test sector earlier on VATSIM, no problems whatsoever. So hopefully we'll repeat this today in the A300. Should take around 1 hour, 15 minutes or so. We've already logged onto the network. Really busy, live weather at the moment, and we're running the sim 12 hours behind live time. The reason is I've got the Aerosoft scenery here for Berlin Brandenburg, but the FPS absolutely tanks at night time just due to all the lighting. So I've actually, well, we usually at this time of year run the sim at slightly different times so we can enjoy the sunlight on our sectors. Who have we got here this evening then? Lots of the members as usual. We've got Littoral Games, Robson's here, who obviously gave me the tidbit regarding Sim Toolkit Pro. Thank you very much about that, Robson. That seems to be working so far. Thank you. Listerman's here, Brad Darrow, we've got Joe Drage, one of our members who likes to fly to the side of mountains, Stuart MC, Tim Sandskipper Cruel, ADH1302, Warhawk CM as well. Lots of regular subscribers as well. Boy is here, he says hello. Hamza Astrometer says hello to Captain, and Wilhelm Glanzer said let's hope that at least the gear works. Yes, it wasn't that long ago that we ran into some technical issues with the Airbus A300. There was effectively a bug with the aircraft, which the developer fantastically has already fixed, where we actually had to land the aircraft using the mouse. That was around, well, 2 or 3 Airbus A300 streams ago, but this is around the 5th, I think the 4th or 5th time we've jumped into it, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's great to be back on VATSIM. We can see an aircraft's just departed off runway 25 right. We're hopefully going to get 25 left there. That's good time. It's Nigel probably going back to Heathrow or Gatwick. He's in a 400 though, that's pretty old school. Let's zoom on in a bit quicker. We've got an Alpaca Airways cargo aircraft here. We've got Lufthansa, as we'd expect, Pakistan International Airlines, which actually isn't allowed in Europe at the moment. It's Alpaca Airways, Norwegian, we've got Lufthansa. Everywhere here, as I mentioned, this scenery is here from Aerosoft. It does a very nice rendition of the airport, although it is a little bit heavy on the old FPS. And here we are, Alpaca Airways passenger variant on stand B12 here in Berlin Brandenburg. Very nice indeed. So today we're going to be simulating taking 238 passengers, an absolute full load of passengers for the first ever time we've been to Slovenia, so the capital, Ljubljana. So it'll be quite good fun to have a look at the loading and the takeoff technique needed for that. Got Alpaca feed ready to go for all the passengers. So yeah, it's going to be a great stream as usual. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask that in chat, of course. But it is quite a long setup on this aircraft. Plenty to do. Quite a long expanded checklist. So anyway, let's turn the music down here. There we go. And I've just actually realised that I don't have the checklist open on the right page because I was actually, as I said earlier, testing the sector and I had all the checklists open. But yeah, completely cold and dark. I've not touched anything except open the doors for a bit of immersion, put the bus here. They've even looked correctly put Alpaca Airways, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you'll notice that the FPS here at the moment, look, I'm getting only around 25, 30 FPS. En route is about 60. It's just because of the scenery here. But with video problems, we'll have to perhaps deal with something else. Someone says, Airport ICAO. We're currently in Echo Delta Delta Bravo Kwedu Adu. We're going to Ljubljana, which is, I think it's Lima Juliet, but we'll step through the entire flight plan before we get going. Right, let's get the batteries on. Aircraft's come alive. External power. Cool. Oh, yes, love the sounds in this thing. Super immersive. Hydraulic panel check. We've got low pressure lights illuminated. Wipers are off, which they are. Gear lever is down, which it is. Flap slat handle agrees with the flap slat position, so they're up, and the flap indication position is also up. Fuel levers are off. They are. And weather radar is off. That system is down here. It is currently off. Oh, someone coming in straight away buying an Alpaca Airways t-shirt. Thank you very much, anonymous individual, wherever you are. I hope you're doing very well. Thank you very much for supporting the channel by getting some excellent merch. You'll be looking just like an Alpaca Airways pilot with that figure. Very cool. Thank you. External power's connected, APU fire. We're not going to start the APU just yet, but we'll do the APU fire test now. There's the loop. I think you have to wait a little bit though. Oh no, it's working now, okay. And we'll now do the squib test. One. You just have to hold it down, just make sure it says squib. Thank you. I just realised how incredibly loud this sim is. You might be struggling to hear me here because I could barely hear the membership didn't go off. Thank you very much to Duncan Brownlee. He's just joined as a member. Welcome aboard, buddy. Glad you're enjoying the content. You'll get invited to our members only Discord. Enjoy your custom emojis in chat as well. Thank you very much for the support. Cool. That's done then. APU fire test. APU won't turn on just yet. IRS mode selectors will turn to nav. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Oxygen low pressure lights. Verify the low pressure system is on. I think that was up here. Now, why is it when I stream it takes ages to find switches, but well, when I practice it's quite quick to find it? But I have actually found it there. But the switch is on, which is the important thing. Annunciator test, which tests all the lights and the wind shear warnings. Just like in the 7.3, you just do a... Oh, lovely. Thank you so much for joining. Stand I was already on. Who we got here, then? Oh. It's a Swiss Air. Unbelievable. Well, hopefully... Well, it's not exactly like we're short of stands in Berlin Brandenburg. Hopefully he'll find another one to move on to. Hey, look. It looks like he already has. Fantastic. Heard it, felt it, sort of said. Oh, Gavin. Oh, yeah, Gavin. We've got Gavin back as EGPWS warnings as well. Very cool. After midnight yesterday, Ljubljana was hit by snow. Today, a mild earthquake. 2020 doesn't seem to let go. Oh, dear. Well, hopefully we'll have none of those issues when we arrive into Ljubljana today. What else was I going to say? How's the volumes now? Because I think it was extremely loud in the cockpit here. I think it's a little bit better now. I've turned the explain sounds down to half, so... cool. VHF radios test. Just realised before the stream as well, which is really cool. When you're logged on to VATSIM, just like with the Zebra mod, you can actually control the volumes directly, just as you would in the real aircraft. But it also works in X-Pilot as well. Controls the volumes here, which is really cool. Cool. Right. So initialization for the FMS. So at this stage, we don't load the FMS fully. We just put the basic information here. So firstly, we need to confirm that we have the active database updated. And I think that's under init. No, it's not. Under reference aircraft status. So there you go. We've got the latest AirAC installed, and that's valid until the 31st of December, which is only a couple of days away. So that's done. Back to the init page. But the from and to airport. So we're going from Berlin Brandenburg, Echo Delta Delta Bravo to Ljubljana, which is Lima Juliet. That's in here. Press return and then select align IRS, and the rest we'll put in later. This is just to initialize the IRS alignment, so once the IRS is aligned, everything is ready to go. So that's done. It says at this stage no smoking, switch to auto. Seatbelt sign on. We actually need to wait until the refueling's done, so I'll just hold off on that one. Hydraulic power panel, check fluid quantity is within the upper green arc. It is. And the hydraulic pump low pressure lights are illuminated amber. They are. Servo control panel low pressure lights are illuminated. Yes, they are. Flight recorder, ground control to on. ATS lever on. And pitch trim on, and we have to wait, if I remember rightly. Oops, I think it takes a while. I think they latch off. I think you have to wait a little bit for the either for the IRS to align or something to happen, because it won't latch. It also says do not turn the yaw dampers on until the IRS alignment is complete. Well, if we look up here, you can still see the IRS isn't aligned, so we'll leave those switches where they are. Electric power panel, IDG disconnect switches, make sure they're satisfied. So we've got 2 fault lights, and the APU generator is not being used, but you can push them in and they automatically connect because it's an Airbus, does all those things for you. Next we have engine fire panel tests. Okay, so we're going to do engine number 1 first. Squib test pressed. Verify that you have 2 squib lights. Loop test, press and hold, loop A light illuminates. It does. then you make sure you get the ECAM master caution lights chime, which it does. You can look down here and you can see you've got the respective ECAM message, let go, and then it'll continue the loop B test, and then you repeat that for engine number 2. Okay, so there's loop A, engine file, let go for loop B. So yeah, I mean, similar to the 737, the engine has 2 loops which detects an overheat or a fire situation, and then you get the respective ECAM message in the A300, or in our case the engine overheat light or a fire warning in the 737. Thank you very much to Jack Gregory. He's just joined as a member. Welcome aboard, buddy. Glad you joined the content. Well, we should say, I've noticed a lot of people saying in chat, welcome to Team Green. We've got so many members that cover these streams here, so thank you very much, buddy. Welcome aboard. You'll get invited to our members only Discord. Enjoy your custom emojis in chat as well. Superb. So engine fire tests are done. Electric indicator panel, select emergency and ESS. So that's set to that for reasons I don't know. Ignition selector, verify off. It is. Fuel panel, turn all pumps on regardless if there's any fuel in them. So that's done. AP5 test is done. Cabin pressurization panel is set for this stage, so you want it in auto, which it is. None of these lights are illuminated using system 1. Window heat can come on. Probe heats come on at this stage as well on the Airbus A300. Cargo compartment smoke detector, make sure lights are all extinguished, which they are. Main deck cargo smoke, well, we're not flying the cargo variants, we don't have the cargo smoke fire indications here. That's good. We've done that. Vent panel, overboard valve, flow bar illuminated. There it is, so make sure that's illuminated. Emergency exit lights we can arm. They are armed. AP bleed panel, check if using already, which we're not. Getting there, guys. Temperature on the air conditioning panel, make sure you have econ flow engaged. There it is. Pack temperature panel as required. We're not using APU at this moment, we'll leave it all in the auto position. And the... Did we do emergency exit lights? We did, yeah. Pack temperature, oxygen panel set. EFIS control panel. So set your PFD and ND brightness, so I'll just get rid of the control column for a second here. That's not a feature for the real aircraft, although very useful in the desktop sim. Just put the lighting up a little bit in the cockpit. Make sure you have decision height set to G-5. We still have to have this powered on though. Hopefully that'll come on now. Yes, looks like it's staying on now, which is good. Decision height to -5. Go. We'll have the airport selected on, and we want that on nav for now. Switch to on, check the RMI, no flags displayed. We only have 1 flag. I think that's because we have the IRS not aligned, so once the IRS is aligned, we'll get rid of the heading bug. PFD normal, no warnings or messages. Yes, speed limit associated with the IRS alignment, I should think. Manual thrust we know about. ND, select normal. Check the selected display is normal. Altimeter set, so let's grab the weather now in Berlin. So 123775. Watch this, look, you have to physically turn up the volume, I think, and turn this on.
Wind 210 degrees, 12 knots.
There we go.
Cav OK. Temperature 3. 2.1 QNH 995 trend.
So 995.
No significant change. Berlin Brandenburg information echo.
Information echo.
Out.
Get a nice view of the aircraft. There we go.
Berlin Brandenburg. Met report time 1920. Expect ILS approach runway 25 right or 25 left. Transition level 70. Wind 210 degrees 12 knots. Cav OK. Temperature 3. 2.1 QNH 995 trend.
Perfect, so we've got the
no
weather.
Significant.
So we can pop that off now. Very nice there, so we don't have to worry about any performance issues or inclement weather. We've got transition level 70, surface wind 210, 12 knots, the wind's coming from the south. Clear skies, 3 degrees is the outside air temperature. So we'll set the QNH, which is 905. Oh, thank you very much to Matt Lundell's just bought a unisex zip hoodie. Excellent work, Matt Lundell. Thank you so much, buddy, for promoting the channel by making some merchandise there. Very, very cool. And that's the original Flight Deck to Sim one. Just as good as the Alpaca Airways hoodie. Thank you very much, buddy. That's very, very kind. Marianne will be thrilled. Right, QNH 995. I have it set to be synced with all the altimeters. Makes your life so much easier when you're single pilot in a multi-crew aircraft like this. So QNH is set. That should be indicating the altitude here at Berlin, which is 152 feet. Yeah, that's close enough. That's perfect. So that's done. Altimeter set. IVSI is 0. ADF RMI check, which we've already done. Looks like the IRS alignment's all complete now. Looks like everything's displaying correctly. Clock set and check. So remember, guys, I am running the sim 12 hours behind live time. So it's 1948 Zulu in the evening, but 07:49 here. It's running slightly ahead there. But that's all set as we'd like it to be. Altimeter's done, stub altimeter's checked, it is set, flaps that indicator we checked, it rates itself a lot, this checklist. Parking brake set, auto brake switches extinguished, which it is, reverser lights which are up here are all extinguished, which they are. Landing elevation set, so it's 1300 feet in Ljubljana, so that's set. Landing gear warning horn is landing gear, sorry, is down. Landing gear warning. Make sure the 3 green lights are illuminated, which it is. And apparently there's a way of testing it. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. So that's all good. Brake fans not required. Takeoff config check. Make sure you get master caution, ECAM activation, which we do. And then close. Fuel levers off. Warning system emergency cancel switch is satisfied. Reset everything here. ADF's checked, weather radar, and it's now time to load up the FMS. So, oh, listen a minute, there's the reverser lights. Never saw them from my position. Yeah, I know, so you have to duck your head down to make sure you get the reverser lights illuminate. And they take a long time to deploy as well from being stowed, a lot longer than the NG. Right, I might have a little listen into clearance. I think we've got, oh wow, we've got departures south. So many, well, because of the FPS issues, guys, I have to actually, I know it sounds ridiculous, but Xpilot could be slow, but if you look up, the FPS goes in the right direction. Look, so I'm getting 50 FPS, look down, 30, but it makes Xpilot go very slow for some reason. We got delivery on 121.6. It's parking brake, it's like a plunger. It's crazy. Oh dear.
Ready for both evening, sir. Radio check.
List have been flight deck to sim had a bus. E-I-E-I-O. That's the only time we're going to sing.
Radio check 555. Right, thank you, sir. We are stand Delta 14, information echo on board connection 995. Requesting
Mega Tesla, is the A300 hard to fly the A320? I find it easier because it's very similar to a Boeing.
Bravo Papa XB Photo 4, yeah, echo is correct. You're cleared to Zurich via Pobel 1 November departure, runway 25 left. Flight to the route, Quark 1000.
So hopefully as soon as the routes are back, we'll get on there and in. If not,
Pobel
I'll crack up with the rest of the system.
Out of runway 25 left, climb initially 5000 feet, squawk 5000 Blue Phoenix 424. 424, squawk 1000 feet.
That chap sounds happy, sure does.
Again, squawk 4000, could you confirm that, Blue Phoenix 424?
B Production 222, where did you get your A300 checklist from? I get the one that's included with the software. It's very, very good. Has he finished reading back? Clearance, good evening, Alpaca 1 for Lima Bravo, stand Bravo 12, information echo QNH 90905 hectopascals, departure clearance to Ljubljana, please.
stand by, brake, Bravo, Papa X-ray 424, feedback is correct, startup approved, and...
thank you very much, Simple Enigma, who's just purchased the mug. Thank you very much, buddy. Can't quite see the message there, but let it know in chat and I'll try and catch that in a second. Thank you very much.
Startup is approved, and when ready, contact apron 121.85 to Phoenix 424. Thank you, service. See you, sir.
Bye-bye, pleasant flight. So, next station call sign, please, for IFR units.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, got an Echo, 909 of hectopascals on Bravo 12, an A300 departure clearance to Ljubljana, please.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo delivery, good evening, Echo is correct, clear Ljubljana via Logos, 1 November departure, out of 25 left, flight plan route, squawk 2010.
Clear to Ljubljana, Luros 1 November, departure runway 25 left, flight plan route squawk 2010, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, connect Mastro, please repeat the clearance.
And Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, cleared to Ljubljana on the Luros 1 November, runway 25 left, squawk 2010.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, feedback is correct, startup approved, for further contact apron 121.85, pleasant flight, bye bye.
Apron 121.85, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, choose. Got my juice in.
Brandenburg delivery, good Abend, Alpaca 9 Alpha Kilo,
So
stand
just,
Charlie 06, information echo on board, QNX.
I'll now turn down the sound in the background here, guys, just so it doesn't distract us from the startup. Again, sorry I'm staring at the roof, it just means that Windows can actually operate here.
Left. Flight plan route and squawk is 2000.
Where is, hold on, I've just lost my X-Pilot.
Okay, clear to Ljubljana, Luros.
There we go. That's just means we can crack on with the rest of the setup. So we got cleared on the Luros 1 November, which we'll have a look at later. We can contact apron. We've been cleared for engine start, which is something clearance sometimes does, even though you're not fully ready to do it. But it's very important that you request pushback still on in this case, apron control, which we've just tuned to 2185, but we're still a while from being done. And we'll set the squawk, which is 2010. There we go. Perfect. So we can now crack on with the FMS entry, which we'll do now. Andrew Allen, hi. When are we gonna see you fly with an engine failure or emergency? Andrew Allen, just type in iniBuilds belly land, iniBuilds A300 belly landing. That will give you more than enough emergency situations to keep you happy. Right. So for FMS entry route, init A. So that's this page here. Enter your alternate, which will be Vienna if we have to go anywhere. Lima Oscar. Oops. Whiskey. And we're going to now put in our cost index. We're going to go quite quick today, 30, which is quite quick for the A300. We're going to be at 35,000 feet. Our call sign today is Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo for Ljubljana. Temperature at the tropopause. We'll look at the top of climb level for that. There we are. It is -4, very low tropical state, flight level 286, so -4. Oh no, not -4, sorry, -59 the actual temperature. Slash 286, 28,600. And top of climb wind 220 at 33. Always have a headwind on our live streams. That's set anyway. So I don't think I've left anything there. We must remember to do init page B, so if I forget before you start the engines, please let me know, because you can't set up init B until you have to set it up prior to engine start. Once you start the engines you can't do it, but I need to load the aircraft first. So that's done. Let's go now to flight plan. Berlin, SID, 25 left, Luros 1 November. Insert. Then from Luros, let's bring up our routing here. There we go. Just doing something on the side there, guys. Where's it gone? There we are. Going to be going from Luros direct to Bebku. From Bebku, it's going to be Zulu 36 to Marem. And from Marem, it's direct to Rudap. Rudap direct to Simba. And Simba direct to Degum. That's the arrival, so we'll select Ljubljana. Expecting ILS 30 today. The arrival is going to be a Degum to Lima. And looking at this arrival, which we'll obviously brief later, the Degum to Lima actually terminates pretty much over the airfield, or just the east of it, and the transition is via the Dol VOR, I think it is, but there's some procedural approaches available. We'll see what happens when we get a bit closer. I'm anticipating some sort of vectors, so I'll insert all that. I want to go from Degum to this point here. It's a 10-mile point, then it's over the field, then it's to Dol, and then it's onto the approach, so that's fine. We'll just get rid of that discontinuity. So let's have a look at what that looks like on the ND.
50, 40, 30, 20,
Thank you very much.
10.
Even jealous Chimus, I think that is, for the €10. What's he said there?
2 pints to keep the crew happy.
Thank you very much, Evangelist. I cannot condone drinking, especially and aviating at the same time, but I'll no doubt Banksy that to make sure when I go to the pub I get myself €1 for myself and Jim at the hotel once we've checked in. Thank you very much, Evangelist. That's very, very kind of you. So sorry if I completely mispronounced your name. Right, so having a look here. There's our departure. Take us to Dubai, Luros, all the way there. The arrival then takes us right over the airfield to a waypoint here called Dol. That's actually what the arrival is, and then at the moment it just obviously does a 180 back onto the ILS, but we'll tidy that up later. Just to keep the show on the road, we'll carry on with the rest of the setup. I told you this aircraft takes a serious amount of work to keep the show on the road, keep it all set up and flying. So the flight plan's all in. We need to now do the performance. So what I'm going to do here is just go to the ground services. I'm going to get rid of everything at this stage, except the external power, which we still need connected. Get rid of the chocks. Oh no, I think they still need to stay in until we get rid of the external power. So we'll get rid of the loaders. I will get rid of the air stairs, even though I haven't boarded yet, but you get the idea. So that's everything done there. Exits. Let's close all. Doing this in the complete wrong order, but never mind. Let's go to the load manager. So, fantastic EFB they have that's included with this. It's got everything you need. So for this sector today, here's our operational flight plan. Very busy event, both in Berlin here and in Ljubljana later. So I'm going to take quite a bit of extra fuel, about 45 minutes or so. This thing's burning around 4.8 tons an hour. So that would be 12.3 I'd ask for. If we take about 45 minutes, which would be around, let's call it about 394 tons. If you put just 4 tons on top of this, that's going to be 16.2. I think that'll be more than enough for us. Again, I wouldn't probably take that much there. The weather's there's not so bad. There's a bit of low visibility, but nothing too bad. Oh my god, I don't want 48 tons. That's a bit... Why is that done there, I wonder? I'll try and use a slide event. 16.2 I said. No, look at that. So 16.2. Load fuel. Just double check that's actually gone in the aircraft here. It has. There's 16.2 on the ECAM. That's looking good. Guys, this one in chat, I must apologise. Remember, the setup isn't the most dynamic phase here. I will get a little bit more of a chance in the cruise and on the climb to catch up and answer any questions as per usual. So 16.2 tons is done. Not messing around today, guys. We're going to take a full load of passengers. Look at that, 238 load. We're going to take a little bit of cargo as well. Let's take 10 tons. There we are, load. So not much spare space left on our A300 today, so it gives us a zero fuel weight of 118.9 tonnes. And this information I need to put on init page B before I do anything. So init, next page, zero fuel weight is 118.9, and the fuel is 16.2. So 16.2, 118.9. CG is 30% of Mac. So that's all in. We can now go to Takeoff Performance. We can send that to the Takeoff Performance calculator. We're in Berlin, and it's runway 25 left for departure. What's really cool now, you can request the ATIS from Active Sky. So actually, well, I think if you're online, it actually gets the ATIS from VATSIM, which is pretty cool. But what does it say on the ATIS? The actual ATIS we got. Surface wind 210 at 12. There you go. Look, hang on. So cool. 210 at 12, 3 degrees. QNH 995. Didn't say the runway was wet, so we'll leave that dry. Anti-ice can be off. It is cold, 3 degrees, but there's no signs of visible moisture. Takeoff weight 134.7. We'll try with the main takeoff config, which is leading edge flaps at 15 degrees, but trailing edge flaps up. Air conditioning on. Try and take a shoot temperature, or flex, I think they call it in Airbus. Let's press compute. There we are, so runway 25 left. We can actually take up to 190 tonnes, which is the maximum takeoff weight. V-speed's a hill here. We're going to flex at 43 degrees. Trim is 0.9 units down. Flaps, as we discussed. So we'll set the trim now. 0.9 down. V-speeds. Did I press send data? I don't think I did. Send to FMS. There we go. So it's all set there. We just need to set V2 on the MCP, which is 176 knots. Look, the lighting has just changed in the sim, and my performance has improved so much now in Berlin. I can tell already there's not as much lag. It's just the lighting going off at the airport. 176 knots then. And for a reason I still don't fully understand, you preset it then add 20 knots, we'll put 196. Is that 20 knots there, or you put this speed plus 20? I'm not sure. We'll be using the profile mode for departure anyway, so it'll eventually climb up to our climb speed. It's an NADP 1 departure here, so I'm going to put acceleration at 1,000 feet above ground level. So remember here, the elevation in Berlin is 170 feet or something like that. Sorry, 150 feet. So what I'm going to do is add 1156, what is it, 3156, and that way the profile mode should fly an NADP 1 departure, so it'll maintain our initial climb speed until we get to that point, acceleration height, and then pitch down and accelerate. Perfect, so that's all done. Very much nearly there, guys. Thank you all very much for your patience. Is this Berlin Tegel? No, Berlin Brandenburg. Berlin Tegel is actually now closed, and what was Berlin Schönefeld has now been merged into Berlin Brandenburg, one large airport, but this airport is around 10 years behind schedule. It only opened up, I think, last month or so, so it's been very busy. Sorry, it's been very delayed, but tonight it's very busy on the network because there's an event here. Perfect. What's next then? So I've done that. Oh yes, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to put the flex temperature in 43 degrees. So flex 43, and I think we leave that as it is. Perfect. Oh, Arda, you're desperate to get the APU, aren't you? I see you commented APU is on now. Yes, we're getting there, buddy. I'll turn it on just for you right now. Let's get some light. Actually, I noticed that the lighting wasn't turning up when I did that earlier. Fueling's done. We'll put the seatbelt sign on. Iris alignment's done. There's no white lights up here except that one. That's because the APU bleed is off. So APU on. Start. So the rest is all done. Pretty much what we need to do next is request push and start. I'll turn up the volume now on the VATSIM client.
Hi, there was taxi to entry north via Victor 2. Entry north via Victor 2, I'll pack it here to receiving.
At Blind Eye 1995, the Berlin airport is still not finished completely. They've taken ages, haven't they? I know what we haven't done. We haven't briefed any of the departures or taxiing. So here we are in Berlin. We're on stand B12, Bravo 12. We're going to push back to face south here. Most likely going to be the Victor 2 line, then out by Echo Bravo or Alpha. The whole point runway 25 left, so not much, not too far to go for taxi, hopefully. And here's our departure. It's the Luros 1 November, runway 25 left. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. I completely forgot to set up the MCP here. So expect climb clearance to 5,000 feet. Well, I say expect, we've already got our clearance, so 5,000 feet. Runway heading is here. 245. Oops.
And apron Alpaca 9 off Kilo for taxi, please.
So that's set. Just realised the flight perfector, that should be on. That one is. So yeah, here's the departure.
Apron, sorry, Echo short to Bravo. I've got
That's Andy's
wait
always
for the
so
aircraft that's pushing back in front of me. Alpaca 9 off Kilo.
Who's waiting for?
Blue Phoenix 424 request taxi.
Andy around here or something. I think that's one of the members, Andy. So yeah, 5,000 feet, simultaneous parallel departures in progress. Contact Bremen radar when advised by tower, so there's no automatic handover.
Entry south by Victor 1 and right on Echo and left on Echo.
Let's just turn that down again. So climbing straight ahead to Berlin Brandenburg VOR. And then we're going to go on the 225 radial until 10.5 from Sierra Delta Delta, which is the Schönenfeld VOR, DME. Then we make a left turn 071 to track to Idoba and then Luros. That's the SID. If we go to plan, you can see it's pretty much depicted. There's Luros there, so I'm pretty happy with all that. And that's it. All ready to go. APU's on the bus now, so is it available? Let's check on the ECAM. APU. It's available. Lovely. So external power we can turn off. Ground ops, ground services, we can disconnect the external power and the chocks. Lovely. There's one I did earlier.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready. Ground to cockpit. Toes driving up.
We're getting there. Nico, what arrival are you using? Today we're going to be flying a Degum to Lima into Ljubljana, that's what we're planning. Andy, I thought you'd know my call sign by now. Oh, what is it, Andy? Well, it's your voice that comes first, not your call sign. Jonathan Wiltshire, just in time for the briefing. It was a very brief briefing, but it's an Airbus. You know, you just have to make sure it's in the FMS. It should calculate everything for you. There's no frequencies to tune manually, it does it all automatically. Just realise you probably can't hear me over the deafening tones of the sim.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. Set parking brake.
Parking brake is set.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Thank you very much, Creature2 for the £2 donation. It goes back to an aircraft of a bygone era, while the A of A300 was not intended for Airbus, but aerobatics. Oh wait, you already did that. Thank you very much, Creature2. Forget that. Waffle, banter aside, wish you a happy new year, perhaps less crazy than the 2020 that is. Thank you very much, Creature2, one of my members from Malta, for that donation. Hope you're doing well. Yes, I have no intentions of doing any aerobatics this evening.
Now connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
That's a very funny shadow. It looks like I'm missing the rear of the aircraft. I'd be very concerned if that was the only shadow I could see.
Alpha 055 Foxtrot, speed at 99.
Just going to turn the sounds just to... Ooh, that's nice. Didn't mean to do that. I was just trying to... how do I get rid of that? I was just trying to turn the sounds of the sim down a little bit more. Check it. I'll put it a little bit higher. Just turn it.
Via Echo, holding short up, guide 65.
Sorry, I'll take this guy. Apron, good evening. Alpaca 1-4, Lima Bravo, stand Bravo 1-2, request push and start.
Alpaca 1-4 Lima Bravo, face off.
Push start approved to face south, Alpaca 1-4 Lima Bravo. Perfect, so as expected, so windows, doors, verify are closed. So we've got doors, they're all closed. A beacon we can turn on, APB as well. And all good to go. Transponder to transponder, there we are. And we're in a General Electric's powered aircraft, so yeah, let's get the show on the road. How long was that? 43 minutes, not bad for the A300. Marker brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
416, contact ground 100.
Sorry, say the frequency again of 416.
Mackin, is there any company that uses the 737 for transatlantic flights? I heard that British Airlines use an A320 for that while I'm out on deep water. They've got a 318 that does it, Mackin, via Shannon, via London City, and I think Norwegian had some transatlantic services in the MAX briefly, but I don't know if there's any right now flying it. No clue.
129.5,
That's kicked by Cat, far members. This controller is very quiet, so as much as I don't want to, I need to just turn the sounds of the sim down slightly. Right, start engine number 2, so we're going to put that to crank A. And start. Open. It's waiting for 20% N2. Guys, if you are enjoying the stream, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. 570 of you watching, only 160 likes. The ratio is pretty poor. So don't forget to like the video if you enjoy what you like to see, which is a furloughed 73 Captain flying various aircraft and X-Plane 11. Right, there's 20%, let's stick in some gas. There goes the EGZ. That's better. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. It's all to do with algorithms and things well beyond my control. You might notice as well that I don't have the black banner down here anymore. I've actually just slightly changed. No Sim Toolkit Pro anymore, just because I had one of the members mention it can conflict with Xpilot, which is probably what caused my last few crashes using Xpilot and with X-Plane 11. So I've just got rid of a lot of other plugins and tidy things up a little bit. So
operation complete. Please set parking brake.
Hopefully it'll run a little bit smoother. Right,
disconnecting tow. Stand by.
I've pulled the plunger out. Looks like engine number 2 is all stable. We'll now start engine number 1. Brad Delamonte, good morning from Australia. Good morning to you, sir. Lufthansa, yes, he's just pulling on to stand. Hopefully, he's pulling on to stand before he gets anywhere near us. There he goes.
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the left. I'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
Auf Wiedersehen. Look at that, so cool. Is he going to show us the bypass pin? Yes, he is. Listen to those sounds. Oh. Thankfully, yes, he did pull it to stand in front of us. I'm a bit concerned about his wingtip, though. Right, looks like 2 good engine starts for us, guys. So, after start flow, ignition switch to off. APU bleed off. APU master off. And anti-ice is required, it's not. Speed brake, we can... Oops, no, there we go. Arm. Rudder trim check 0, slack flap set for takeoff, so we're going to have the slats to 15 degrees, but the flaps up, so you can see the slats extending, but the trailing edge flaps stay retracted for this flap setting on the A300. So there's the slats extended. Trim set for takeoff, 0.9 down. That is set, and that's it. We just need to obtain our taxi clearance. We'll do the flight control checks whilst we're taxiing. There's flight controls, and we'll just pop the lights on now.
Could you repeat the frequency again, please, for EDDB? It's 129.5. Thank you, EDDB.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo request taxi. Oops, blocked.
Locked. 984, go ahead. We're on entry north. 984, taxi, stand by for 10 via Foxtrot.
Not quite as busy as I thought it would be here in Berlin. They've got 2 very long runways.
So, what was the other call?
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo request taxi.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, Berlin. Taxi to entry south via Victor 2.
Taxi via Victor 2, just to say again the whole point.
Boarding point, entry south.
Victor 2 to whole point, entry south, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. That's definitely a specific point here in Berlin. So Victor 2, and there is entry south here, so we're just going to go straight ahead here. Right, all good to go, so we're clear left, nothing's in the way. Jim, everything clear right? Yeah, thanks buddy. Release parking brake, again we do a config check in the Airbus. There we are, no warnings. We're just going to taxi slowly forward here. Sounds like this thing really good.
185, what do you want for a gate?
185, just requesting a gate, any gate is good.
Oh, Roger, this is a 185 Kingston Bravo 09 via Victor 2.
Bravo 09 via Victor 2, that's the 185.
Warum 383? Pushback clearance, start of approved, faces.
Start approved, faces, Warum 383.
Perfect, so remember we can only go to the entry south point here, so I'm just going to hold point. I think there's the taxi line.
The 185 hold position
so hold position here.
Holding position, start to 185.
Use that, it's just taking off a LAN 737. Is that 600? Looks tiny.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, when reaching entry south, contact ground 129.5.
Upon reaching entry point south, contact ground 129.5, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. So we'll just, I think that's entry south. Yeah, here, entry south. There's the holding point there. Cool.
Berlin Airport, einen schönen guten Abend. Die Air Berlin 1306 Heavy, Gate 7, requesting a push and start.
So we're just waiting until we get to the whole point stop, and then we'll contact the next frequency. So first left is Bravo, and then the second is Alpha. And Echo's obviously that way, so I'm just going to bring it to a stop here. There we are, and it was 29.5. Perfect. Berlin ground, good evening, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, Victor 2 holding at entry point south.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, Berlin ground, good evening. Make a left on Bravo, taxi to holding point runway 25 left via Bravo, main gate.
Left on Bravo, taxi holding point 25 left, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Perfect, so first left onto Bravo, we can release parking brake, carry on the taxi. As soon as we're on the parallel taxiway on Bravo, we'll complete the before. Oh look, there's quite a few aircraft at the whole point actually. I thought it was a bit quieter. Number 3. What's that? An MD-80 landing? That's an aircraft I've not flown in a while. The rotate MD-80. That's going to have to come out soon. What do you think of the A300, guys? Just the iniBuilds A300 is just such an awesome aeroplane. I love flying it. I love setting it up. It's very, very satisfying. It's really cool. taxi past. Sounds just really
So, correct to Charlie Papa, Charlie Alpha Tango, contact tower 118, bye-bye. 118 decimal 8, I'm not sure. 86, contact tower 120 decimal.
Yeah, that's an Iran Air A300. I think that's one of the few passenger services still flying the A300 in a passenger variant, which is pretty cool. He is going to Iran, he's got a long way to go. Try and taxi in a straight line here.
Good evening.
I'll do the before takeoff checklist. So flight controls will now check. So I'm going to go full forward first. Showing full down and full up. Here comes the ailerons. Full left, ailerons and speed brake spoilers. Sorry, the upward winger up. And right, spoilers on the upwind aileron are up as well. They're looking good. Rudder. There's full right and full left. So flight controls done. Water brake to max for the RTO. Potential RTO. Speed brake is armed. And that's it. Full takeoff checklist is pretty much done. I'm just going to do like a self briefing as I would at my operator as well. Just going to pop the.
At Alpaca 140 Bravo, if possible, taxi to the end of the runway via Mike 9.
Taxi via Mike 9. I will go Alpaca 140 Lima Bravo. So that's just to go to the end here, the latest hold point here. What was I want to do? Yeah, just turn the weather radar on now. There are system 1. Turbulence, tilt +5. That's it. So configuration set, flaps are up, takeoff briefing, then we've checked the configuration, there's no white lights up there. Actually there is for the isolation valve, but I think that's okay. I'm going to be taxiing via Mike 9 now as well. Which is all the way at the end, look. So the SID is the only other thing left to brief. We're going to be climbing straight ahead, overhead, Brandenburg VOR, then outbound until 10.2. Correction, 10.5 DME, left to 071 to Dover, then to Luros, stop climb is 5,000 feet, NADP 1. But I'm going to make sure we have profile and nav engage, so the engine and navigation is all situated. It's like LNAV, VNAV basically. That's it. And we're going to use the
114 Lima Bravo, contact tower 118.8, bye-bye.
118.8 Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Good evening, sir. Perfect. So Mike, oh, it actually says Mike 8 there, even though I think it's Mike 9. I think there's a slight error on the taxiway. That's Mike 8 here, and it says Mike 7, so I think they just need to update the scenery slightly. But there we are. We'll contact tower now. 118.8. And the airborne frequency will be Bremen.
Behind the landing traffic, line up away, runway 25 left behind Phoenix 424.
Look, there's an IKEA here.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Kilo, contact departure 120.
There's always IKEAs everywhere on explain.
12065, taxi connection service, Alpaca 9 Alpha Kilo, choose. Enjoy the flight.
So that's Bremen 13. God, I didn't catch that frequency. Tower, hello, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, holding point Mike 9, runway 25 left, we're ready for departure.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, Berlin Brandenburg, roger.
Good, he knows we're here, ready to go. Probably number 3 though. Looking good though, guys. Got it.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo behind the departing Blue Phoenix 737-800, line up runway 25 left and wait behind.
Guess that's the Norwegian. Behind the Blue Cynic 737, line up and wait behind Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Runway 25 left. So, I'm... I think he's going to hold him there. I think, obviously, it's a model matching issue.
Alpaca Alpha Tango behind the departing Blue Phoenix 737-800, line up runway 25 left and wait behind.
Behind you departing.
Yeah, I was going to say. So what he should say first is Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, cancel lineup.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, main line up and sequence behind the company.
Behind the company, traffic line from way behind Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Yeah, so he obviously, I nearly jumped the queue there, kicked my cat. Which I should say cat.
Clear for takeoff runway 25 left.
Unbelievable. Well, he was number 2 to be fair.
AC36 Tango, contact ground 129.5, enjoy your evening.
So what I'm going to do here is do a little bit of cheating. I'm going to do the lineup actions now, just because the configuration is a bit different to the 7.3. So I'm going to put landing lights on, nose light on, strobes to on, ignition as we need, transponder I'm going to put to TARA and above, and that's it. MCP is set, transponder, TRA, strobe lights are on, landing lights are on. So as soon as we've already been cleared to line up way behind our colleague here, Cat. As soon as he's on his way, we'll line up next. Joe says Cat just really wanted to go first. Hi Tom Knudsen, I hope you're doing well, buddy. Good to see you here.
Alpaca Alpha Tango preceding traffic, just airborne, wind 200 degrees, 10 knots, runway 25 left, clear for takeoff.
Alpaca Charlie Alpha Tango, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
Off he goes then. As soon as he starts rolling, we'll line up as well. There he goes. Gonna turn the sounds up slightly as well. Gotta enjoy these sounds. How's that? Hopefully not too loud. So usually on departure I do a nice little flyby after departure, but because it's quite an early left turn, I'm going to stay in the cockpit for takeoff.
Blueprint 44, remain on your fit, contact departure 120.65, have a nice evening.
120.65 is the air.
Departure 120.625, Phoenix 424, thank you for your service, sir, see you. Goodbye.
120.625 then, okay. There goes Cat, airborne. So usually we do a bit of a 90-degree lineup. We've got over 4,000 metres of runway here, so we'll just carry on at this angle. So you might be questioning, it's not a bug, but you'll see that I think they're a little bit too far left though, to be fair, but the runway centerline lines aren't always lined up with the centerline. That's because we don't...
Alpha Tango, contact departure 120.65.
120.6, Alpha Tango, thanks,
Did you say 120.6? I'm pretty sure it's 120.625. Cool, just waiting for takeoff clearance then. Yeah, 120.625. Guys, almost there. I take it your toga's in check, but they call it something else, don't you, in the Airbus? Nearly ready to go though, very excited. I'm ready to arm the timer, look.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, wind 200 degrees, 10 knots, runway 25 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway 25 left, clear for takeoff for Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Guys, toga's in chat. I'll just make sure this is on run. It is. Let's get the show on the road. Parking brake released. Flex, get your flexes in chat. 40%, engine stabilised, push toga. Oh no, that's changed your Mach number, never mind. There we are. Set takeoff thrust. Take a very long time to spool up.
Name Berlin Tower, Tower 380. Durham 383 Berlin Tower, guten Tag, wind disregard, line up runway 25 left.
There they go. There, 80 knots checked, release that forward pressure. Takeoff thrust set, the indications look good, EGT's fine. 100 knots would have been called by Jim. Wake up, Jim. No, I'm joking, doesn't have the sounds. Very high rotation speed today, remember. There's V1, rotate. And we're airborne. Positive climb, gears coming up. On to the flight directors. And it's a Boeingy Airbus, so you need to trim. I'm going to maintain this speed until we get to 3,100 feet. There's climb thrust. Aircraft's already wanting to accelerate to 250.
Alpaca 1 for Lima Bravo, contact departure 120.65, enjoy your flight.
120.65, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, bye. I wonder what speed it's trying to command. Yeah, I'm going to select flaps up now. I didn't tell it to maintain that attitude until acceleration height. I'm not sure why it's done that. Right, get the quarter pilot in, commands. Command 1, and contact
383, wind 200 degrees.
Departures. So accelerating to 250, flaps are up. And approaching 5,000 feet, which is our cleared altitude, so we're just going to reduce our rate of climb to 1,000 feet per minute. Bremen, Goodnargo, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo on a Luros 1 November, passing 4,000 for altitude 5,000 feet.
14 Lima Bravo, Bremen, good evening, identified. Climb flight level 160.
Climb flight level 160, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. So that's set, profile, and set standards. Passing 4.8 for flight level 160. After takeoff checklist. Spoilers, disarm, anti-ice off, packs set in sequence if they're off, but they are already in auto. But you can check pressurization here. Climbing, pressurization's increasing, and that's set AP off if no longer required. And that's it. After takeoff checklist complete, on our way. So should have started to turn now. 10.5 DOE. Come on, turn. That's going to be a bit late. DB261. That's interesting. Direct to Luros, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Now this chart's a little bit different to what we have here, because these are RNAV points, Delta Bravo 261 and 262, which are not here. I'm flying the conventional version of this departure, which is why it's probably slightly different. But whether it has the same name, I'm not sure. Anyway, we have been cleared direct to Luros, so direct Luros, insert, there we are, straight line to Luros. I did this earlier, so I have to do that again. It didn't actually go direct, I did this in the test sector. Insert again. There we are. And look at it climb so fast. Passing 104, flight level 160, do the pre-cruise checks now. So landing lights.
140 Lima Bravo, contact Green radar now 123, decimal 225, greetings from Tim and bye bye.
123, 225, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, choose.
Berlin depart.
So let's just do the pre-cruise checks first. Landing lights retract.
Austrian 952, descend to reach flight level 120 at Abgup.
Turn off lights can come off as well.
Descend to reach 120 at Abgup, Austrian 952.
Come off. Air conditioning pressurization set. We'll release the passengers. That's it, check's complete there as well. Now where are we going? There's a little bug here with the sim. I did this earlier on the test one. Look, it's turning away here. I have nav engaged. It did this on the test sector. Insert. Look at that. It did this on the test sector, guys, as well. I went direct to Luros, and it just carried on doing a turn in the wrong direction. We'll wait until we're actually inbound to Luros before we check in. Otherwise, we're going to be going, where are you going?
Lufthansa 416, climb flight level 360, contact Bremen radar and 123,
it's so loud.
360 and 132. Confirm 123, 925.
So we've got such a high cost index, we're climbing very fast, which is why there's so much airflow noise.
Lufthansa 246, climb flight level...
List them in gears off, yeah, just testing it. Thanks, mate.
246 XP, level of flight a bit.
There we are. So now it is going in the right direction.
340.
I did this earlier when I went direct to Luros on the jet on the climbing like a bat out of hell here. Vertical speed again. 1,000 feet. So noisy. It's like the 737 flight deck with all the airflow noise. It's having a right little wobble. I am trying to check in. Look, where's it going? Where's it going? Where's Luros?
246, proceed direct D0.
It's having a nightmare.
Direct D0.
It's doing this on its own in
Oscar
now.
952.
Right, I'm just going to have to go heading select here.
461.
Why? It just does not want to go to Luros for me.
461 Austrian altitude.
Radar, good evening. Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Climbing flight level 160 and a left turn direct to Luros.
Alpine 14 Lima Bravo, game radar.
Alpine.
Hello, identified. Climb flight level 200.
Climb flight level 200, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo.
Alpaca Charlie Alpha Tango, climb flight
So
level
200 checked, profile.
Tomjet 2 Lima Juliet, climb flight level 35.
This is a bit strange, I've never seen it do that. Yeah, it did it on the test sector earlier. I don't know why. So I'm just going to let's get there and heading select first, just a nice straight line. God, I need to turn the airflow on, it's so loud, but it is realistic I suppose. Direct, Luros, insert, straight line, nav. Look at it. Oh, is it going to... Yeah, now it's going to do it, isn't it? But before, you saw it, guys. Just loads of circles.
Lufthansa Cargo 2 Charlie Bravo, contact Bremen radar 126, decimal 425.
There we go, that's the
126, 425, Lufthansa Cargo 2 Charlie Bravo, alright.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, continue climb flight level 280.
Climb flight level 280, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. So 280 set. LNAV's doing a bit of a gym tonight, yeah I know. Ah. That's better.
Cleared at group 25 left transition.
Just turn a little bit of the airflow noise down a bit. That's a bit better.
Lufthansa 246, contact Bremen radar 123, decimal 925.
123, 925, Lufthansa.
Ludwig, thank you. Message on VATSIM as well. Nice to fly to Vulcans, I know. Good to be going back. I've not been going there that often.
Switch flight level 160 at Boomel 625.
Easy 276, proceed direct Boomel.
There we go. On our way. What a lovely evening to go flying. Well, in the sim it is.
1051, descend to reach flight level 200 at cruise.
Can't he give us a better shortcut? Look at that. That's rubbish.
Flight level 200, level.
But that is the SID, if you remember rightly, on our flight plan at Boda and then Luros, but then, oh sorry, that's not that point there, but still the SID went like this and then back in this direction towards its en route point, which is Beb, what's the next one called?
Oscar 952, contact
Beb
arrival 126, decimal 45. Arrival 126, decimal 45, Austrian net value,
There you go, look, you can see, look, there's the actual SID. On our way. So that's going to be Berlin. From Berlin, Germany. Climb flight level 350, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. That's our cruise level, so 50 sets. Is set, everything's all here, pressurization, there's no cruise altitude sets, it's all good. Yeah, sorry, I was saying, routing here, it's going to be Germany, Czech Republic, Austria, and there is Slovenia. Oh, thanks for the shortcut, ATC. Don't see turns like that often on the ND. Excellent climb speed, 320 knots. Actually, that's the point. What I'm going to do is hide the control column. Remember last time I accidentally clicked with the mouse? Game over.
Bravo, proceed direct Mare.
Where? Director Marem Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Thank you. Too late. See if it does it again. Right, Marem. Insert. That's a nice shortcut, 72 miles away.
Say again, please. Phoenix 424, contact Bremen radar on 123 decimal 925.
Owen Weekend, what plugin lets you control volume by hovering in the right top of the screen, please? That's called B2 volume control. Stick that in Google, B2 volume control for X-Plane. It's very good, lets you control the X-Plane background sounds without having to go to the menu in-game.
Kayak 625,
Jonathan Vucic clicking the control column by accident, 3 parts tragedy, 2 hilarity. Brilliant.
760 descent to reach flight level 160.
Excuse me, guys. That's the one, Owen Beckend. Pedro Fernandez, flight deck sim flying to Porto. Mariana will be very happy for you to hear that, eh? Are you from Porto, Pedro? Mariana, my partner, is from Porto. She'll be very happy with that request. Look at Ortho 4XP, looks brilliant. Crab Maniac, where do you get your ortho photos from? My source is Bing Maps. You always use Bing, generally, very good. Heading towards Dresden and then into Chechnya. Zoom level 17,
50,
Davey.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Thanks a lot, EWR spotting.
Have a good rest of your flight.
Oh, thank you very much, EWR spotting. Thank you very much. Is that what airport's that referencing? I wonder. Thank you for your £5 donation. Having a good rest of your flight. We intend to do so. So far, brilliant. Everything's gone very, very smoothly. So thank you very much, buddy. But, this flight is far from over. Weather should be okay later on as well. Thank you very much to the anonymous individual who's purchased a check close hold, the infamous landing technique we use in the 737 at Alpaca Airways. Thank you very much, buddy. Hope you're doing well, whoever you are. Enjoy drinking many a brew from that. Newark, thanks guys. So Newark spotting is here. Very cool. Wilhelm Glater, is Mariana your wife? Are you married? Said Flight Data Sim, Flight Data Sim Gaming. Too much pressure.
50,
Too much pressure.
30, 20, 10.
Excellent Kid Bear for the €5, one of my newest members.
Looking for butter or donut? Or both grim?
Thank you very much, Kid Bear, for the €5. Looking for butter, or are you actually referencing to what happened to the DC-3 last stream? Yes, I landed the DC-3 because I had a few scenery issues showcasing the new Orbex scenery for the Canary Islands. I ended up doing a 180-degree turn on the runway. Very amusing. Oh, Newark spotter! My goodness, buddy.
It is Newark in New York in the United States.
Thank you very much, Newark spotting. You didn't have to donate again to explain it. I would have caught that in chat, buddy. That's very kind nonetheless. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Warhawk Sim, can I sign my alpaca t-shirt? Oh, that'll be no. Siraj B, any plans for military aircraft or helicopters? Not on this channel, maybe. Oh, but maybe on the Flight Deck Sim Gaming channel. In fact, I must do more to promote this. We have a new YouTube channel, which Mara and I both co-run together, called Flight Deck Sim Gaming. She's currently running that as a moderator now. Go check it out. We've only got a couple of streams, but maybe tomorrow, maybe, I might have a go at Euro Truck Simulator, but I'll post that in my social media feeds anyway. But this channel, as I've mentioned plenty of times before, is exclusively for flight sim content and aviation content. Zenek, man, I appreciate if you didn't put real 737 captain in your titles. Don't get me wrong, I love the streams. Just real 737 captain stuff in every video, like, we get the idea. I know that, Zenek, and I'm sure everyone is aware of that, but it is my channel's USP. So I try to attract new subscribers to the channel, and what makes me different to perhaps other flight sim live streamers is that I actually am a real pilot. Now, not to put down any other streamers out there, because there's some fantastic guys there who don't have any real world flying experience, but I actually watch some of their videos for guidance on simulators or some of the core knowledge of those guys. For example, there's a guy who's flown the Tupolev, the Tu-154. He's just a desktop simmer. I can't remember his. I think it's reality simulations or something like that, or reflected reality simulations. I can't remember the exact name. There's some great guys there. So sorry to detract, because I always, you know, yes, I'm a real pilot, which is great, you know, from my experience when I come to stream. But there's some great regular flight sim streamers out there, so I don't want them to be deterred by the fact that. But yeah, so I understand it might annoy you, but that is the way for me to get out there to meet people. Alfie Douglas, Flight Data Sim, do you still play Apex Legends? Yes, Season 7. I'm currently on Platinum 3, I think, on the Xbox. But been playing quite a bit in the quieter times. Jonathan Wiltshire, I love how hilarious you thought marrying Flight Deck Sim might be. What's all the marriage talk this evening? Too much pressure. Marian's going to come in here and give me a flick on the ear. Team Vodka, what was that goofy game you were on Across the Pond Eastbound? That was Among Us. It's probably the most popular game online at the moment. Graham, you can't get out of Bronze 3. I always play as Caustic C. Gas everyone out. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay on it.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Oh my days! What are you doing, man? You're spotting.
I know I am new to the channel, but I hope this helps.
Giving spotting just come out of nowhere. Freaking £100 donation, you absolutely crazy. Oh, viewing spotting. Well, thank you so much for your absolute bomb of a donation. I mean, there's no other way of putting it. 100 quid. Unbelievable. I don't want to say. Well, thank you very much, man. Like, I know you're new to the channel, but I do my best to see everything. Don't have to go in with crazy donations like that. My oh my. Thanks, man. I think that might help. It's crazy, Brad. Everyone's got the eye emojis. Crazy. Right, anyway, let's concentrate the fact on mine. Have a good look at chat here, but I should probably wait till cruise in reality. But we're just overhead Dresden, Echo Delta Delta Charlie, approaching Marem. There's Prague, continuing in this southerly direction. Climbing still, look at this, 3,000 feet per minute. This aircraft has so much excess performance. It's incredible. Did I say 1,500? No, 150, 100. Did I say, what did I say? £100. I don't know why I said 1,500. That would be crazy. £100. Thank you very much for your £100 donation. I'm losing the plot. I think I said 1,500 because that was thinking in my head like how many feet to go or something. But 1,000 feet to go. Ugh, that'll make you feel sick. A little bit aggressive there. Okay, getting quite close to MMO here. Warhawk, so bizarre that the climb's slow for a bit. Yeah, I just thought that. Well, no, the reason is Warhawks, I know why. It's because we're probably maintaining a fixed indicator speed, and once we got to our target max speed, which I guess was decimal 81 there, or decimal 80, you can pitch up to maintain the Mach number, so that'll be why that happened, Warhawk CM. Sky Kitten, dumb question, why is the airspeed indicator blank? Well, firstly, there's no such thing as a dumb question. Unicom 122.8, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Have yourself a nice evening, sir. Bye bye. Over to Unicom 122.8.
30, 20, 10.
And so we've got ATC for a short while longer.
Real world pilot. So what you're saying is that you are not a tugboat captain.
Thank you very much, Tom Hudson, for the £5 long-term support of the channel. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Are you saying that you're not a tugboat captain? Oh, all this time, Tom, I've had you fooled. I'll be like, I am actually a tugboat captain. Thanks a lot, man. I hope you're doing very well. Mega. Right, there's profile nav at flight level 350. go to the progress page. We've got 332 miles to our destination. Our descent point can't be too far away. Only about an hour, 15-minute flight. Yeah, look, around 200 miles away, top of descent. So we've only got about 10 minutes of relaxation before we need to start setting up for the approach into Ljubljana. Tom Boulder, Captain, regards to the departure, the acceleration altitude on the EFB was 1500 feet. Could this be what messed up NADP1? Did I put... maybe. Yeah. I was thinking acceleration as engine... Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I shouldn't think it was something wrong with the aircraft. I should think it's something I inputted incorrectly. But it did start accelerating at... I think it was 1500, so I should think that's what I did wrong there. And Christian Holland, Barber Pole it pretty much. We're doing decimal 7.8. We could probably crank up to 8.2. Boats can be difficult. Mara and I were a couple of friends 2 years ago. We rented a riverboat. Well, we actually went on holiday. It was a few hundred miles away from our house as well. And it was really cool to... We rented it in November. It was freezing cold. We had like a little 10-seater riverboat there. Yeah, driving it was pretty tough. But that's the biggest boat I've ever navigated in. Andy, would anyone watch it if you put former chicken salesman in the blog? Yeah, maybe I should change all the videos to real 737 captain to ex-chicken seller. Norfolk Broads is exactly where we went on holiday. Yeah, near Great Yarmouth. Captain Bagov, have you ever thought about making aviation videos like Captain Joe and Mentor Pilot? I'm pretty sure alpacas, including me, and in real life A320, A321 pilot would love them. Lots of love. Thank you very much, Captain Bagov. I think we're pretty well catered for on YouTube with regards to real-world pilots explaining those procedures themselves. So, yeah, not my sort of thing here. I think everything has been pretty much covered, so I'll be pretty much sticking to flight simulation and sticking procedures from A to B. But I would thoroughly both recommend those channels. DJ Jeff PI flying a B300 today. Nice no progress bar today at the top of the screen. Yes, guys, Sim Toolkit Pro. I don't think it would affect most of you guys, but the it was having a conflict, I possibly believe, with X-Pilot. One of my members pointed it out to me. And today was I flew the sector earlier on VATSIM, and it was the first time in a very long time I managed to complete a flight on VATSIM on the network without the sim crashing, so it potentially could have been what was causing the conflict. Not on top of that as well, I made sure all my plugins are up to date. I also uninstalled several other plugins which were either installed via add-ons or I simply weren't using, so I had a bit of a tidy up, bit of a clean up, made sure everything was up to date, and so far, well, on the test sector at least, everything ran very well, and so far everything on this sector is running very well as well. Zenik, I've seen most pilots on Reddit complain about how loud the 737 flight deck is and that flying civil aircraft is really boring during cruise. How do you think about that? True, and yes, well, right now I'd do anything to go back flying, but yes, on the long sectors, after, you know, I've been flying for 10 years now, the 73, yeah, it can be. I say this because I know a lot of you would love to be in my position or aspiring to become pilots as well, but yeah, I mean, the cruise section, it can be a low workload period. You've got to keep yourself entertained, you know, talk to the other guy for as long as possible. You never stop learning, pick up the manual, have a look at something there, but I do prefer the kind of sectors 2.5, 3. The Canary Islands from the UK for 4.5 hours there and back, they can drag on a little bit. I mean, it's like you guys, you imagine doing a 4-hour sector, you know, you're going to sit there the entire time, perhaps not, you know, I'm obviously doing some streaming and interacting with you guys. Joe Drage, have to live up to your 30 foot per minute butter earlier too. Yes, Joe, thank you very much for bringing that to everyone's attention. I must bring that to everyone's attention. On the practice sector, sometimes I say sometimes, most of the time when I do practice sectors, I stream it to Discord members so they can interact with me and ask some questions. And I did pull off, was it a minus 32 or minus 33 foot per minute landing in the A300 earlier? Yeah, I've done it now, Joe. I don't think I'm going to beat it. Would you be interested in doing a walk around in your next Zebo stream? could do Alfie, and that should be good for me to practice on walk around virtually. Could do. That'd be a good tutorial as well, I think. But again, there's some great tutorials there. I don't think every little nook and cranny is covered on the external model, but it's pretty good. Citadel High Captain, are there any big differences that you've noticed between the US and EU VATSIM? Yeah, I mean, the RT is a little bit different in the United States, and they do things a little bit differently. It works really well. Things like descent clearances, they tell you to descend via the star, whereas in the UK, or in Europe, sorry, you're very much used to being cleared to your cleared altitude, which I always find very alien when I fly
40,
online
30,
in the US.
20, 10.
Jonathan Wiltshire, thank you very much for your £5 donation, sir.
Can you explain bugging up a bit, please? I see you do it a lot when on autopilot. What does it add when nav is managing the flight plan anyway?
I'm sorry, can I just repeat that? Because Microsoft Jane was so funny the way it reads those sentences.
50, 40,
Can you explain
30,
reading up a little bit,
20,
please? Just
10.
one more time, I'm so sorry, guys.
Can you explain bugging up a bit, please? I see you do it a lot when
like
on
a child.
autopilot. What does it add when nav is managing the flight plan anyway?
Thanks a lot, Joe, from Wiltshire. Sorry for my inner youth coming out there having to repeat that because it's so funny. Bugging up. So essentially, what bugging up is, you'll see it be doing in the Zebo mod all the time in the 737, is as we initially climb, we're climbing up at around V2 plus 20 knots until we get to our acceleration height, which is typically, can vary, but typically for an NADB 2 departures 1,000 feet AGL, or an NADB 1 is 3,000 feet AGL. And when we get to that point, we want to go from flying that initial climb speed after takeoff to our clean speed, and the clean speed in the 737 is referred to as the up speed. So that is the slowest speed you can go with the flaps up. So we bug that speed, the aircraft in what will most likely be level change at that point, because you've engaged the autopilot, will pitch to accelerate to that clean speed, and at that point we retract the flaps. So that's what bugging up is referring to. We're bugging the speed bug to the up speed on the PFD. There you go. Right, how long have we got now? Around 160 miles till top ascent. Look, our top ascent's pretty much directly overhead Salzburg, just beyond it. So we'll start setting up. Actually, you know what? Let's start setting up now, so we can carry on having a nice chat in voice chat here. So hand over control to Jim. Said it is a short sector. Airborne for 28 minutes at the moment. Right overhead there. Zen. I need to check the public code. Jonathan Wiltshire, but what about the headings you set whilst en route, even whilst on autopilot? Yeah, I mean, the same applies. You can match the heading, so I should have done that already, look. You can match the heading, but in fact, I think if you push it, look, it's an Airbus, so it automatically matches your heading for you. The reason we always keep the heading bugged is if ATC suddenly tells you, okay, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, maintain present heading, you just have to simply push heading select and you're already on it there. It's pronounced Pilsen, thank you. Right, anyway, Jim's now got controls. We're going to start setting up the approach now. Which we'll get the iniBuilds. Guys, if you want to get the A300, which I thoroughly recommend, it comes with a fantastic expanded checklist, which I follow whenever I'm flying it, just as you guys would be if you got this aircraft, but it does get through everything you need to do for the setup. It's only when I fly the 737 I follow my operator's SOPs, because I don't have any official guidance on this. The one that's provided is pretty good. I think it's built around existing SOPs and procedures anyway. So, on the ECAM memo, check status, any issues. So I think we just push status, I guess. Well, there's nothing coming up there. Air conditioning, temperature's 24 degrees in the cabin. Fuel flow, 2.35 tons. It's great. It's just so nice. I think this ECAM system is fully modeled. You can literally check everything here. Check the weather at your destination, get landing information. So we're going to Ljubljana, Lima Juliet, update. So winds 280 at 4 knots, expecting ILS runway 30, 3,000 metres visibility, rain, mist, a few at 500, not the nicest of evenings, broken at 1500, overcast 3000, 2 degrees 1001. So no snow, it's not quite cold enough thankfully, but not the nicest there, but should be okay for a Cat 1 ILS this evening. So weather we have FMS. Go to the departure arrivals page, but also I think I need to put in my descent winds, which I think is on the page, is it? Can't remember, I'll just follow the guidance here. So enter expected arrival, which you have done, check speeds on the FMS approach page. So in a moment we're going to fly, we were discussing this earlier, I think this is the final approach speed you fly, the 143 knots here. I don't think you add 5 knots to this. Well, maybe you do because you have VAP plus wind correction, so maybe if I put 5. Yes, 1. Ooh, actually, you know what I'd rather do? Let's put 0 here, and then just add the 5 knots manually. We've got, please contact me on 134150. So this must be. Oh, it's, I think it's Munich Centre.
With 29 Bravo, descent flight level 200.
So approaching Czechia, but we're crossing back into Germany again before going towards Austria. Radar, good evening. Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, maintaining flight level 350, RUDAP.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, München radar, good evening, identified.
It is Munich radar, perfect. Welcome aboard, David Wenk. Welcome as a member. I've seen you in chat here recently as well. I hope you're doing very well. And, welcome to Team Green, as we've been saying here recently too. Glad you enjoyed the content. Get you in the members only display ASAP.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Kilo, descent flight level 330.
Enjoy customization chat as well, buddy. Thank you.
Descent flight level 330, Alpaca 9 Alpha.
So V-speeds are all set. FMS, we're going to go you flat 30. Is that 30/40? What is that? Oh, it is, yeah, 30 slats and 40 there. Perfect, I understand. Wind, enter descent wind on the descent forecast page. Now, how do I get to that page? There we are, mode, descent forecast page. These are the winds, as you would in the 737 you enter. I believe. So 310/230/80. 200. 220/44. 100/230/29. And the wind in Ljubljana. 2804. Perfect, so that's all in. And then we step through the approach briefing here, so let's grab the charts. Ljubljana, Jose.
To reach at 1 Romeo Golf, descent flight level 160.
Descent level 160 to reach at 1 Romeo Golf.
Take 2 Lima.
Lufthansa 2318, descent flight level 160.
Got Cat 3 available, which is good if we can't get enough the Cat 1, so we'll use Cat 1 initially. And airport.
Radar, convoy 12 Alpha Bravo, level 1. Correct.
So here's our arrival coming in via Loomis.
Convoy 12 Alpha Bravo, München radar, good evening, identified.
I love how you can pop out the displays to check whilst you're briefing, it just makes it so much easier. Put the scale right down. So there's Degum.
Good evening, Tom Jet 241 with you inbound.
Ah, sorry, not via Loomis, via Degum. So I check that first. So Degum. Then we're going to be travelling 33 miles to 10 miles away, which is Delta 291 Juliet, Juliet being the 10th letter of the alphabet. They're going to be flying to Ljubljana VOR. Now, one of two things could possibly happen here. We'll either fly the procedural approach from the Ljubljana VOR, which is outbound here, CAT-C 180-degree turn, which would be the quickest way, or if there's radar, they might vector us at some point. Now, if that doesn't happen, we actually continue over the airfield towards Dolsko, which is here, look, Dolsko, so we're going to go right over the airfield there, and that's where the star terminates, and if you've not been cleared by that point, you'd enter the hold to the southeast of the airfield at Dolsko. Whatever altitude. So you can see here, if not cleared for an approach after passing Lima Bravo Lima, Ljubljana, maintain 7,000 feet, intercept and continue on the 299 radial towards the Dol VOR, Dolsko to hold. So that's the arrival. And there's actually an approach you could fly via Dolsko. You could enter the hold here at Dolsko, round, outbound, and then from Dolsko you go to the 12-mile point here. So that's essentially what's coded. Instead of the hold though, I've just gone from Dolsko, essentially a 180-degree turn to the Delta 123 November point, which is here on the extended centre line there. And then from there onwards centre fix, which is at 12 miles, and then at Basta, and that's the point at which we intercept the ILS. The platform is at the 4,000 feet point is the final approach fix at Basta. So if you press this, it says, oh no, that's
Swiss 29 Bravo, contact Swiss radar 128.05.
there we go, at 4,000 feet. So the profile mode, or VNAV essentially, is working towards getting us at 4,000 feet at that point, so I'm happy with that point there. And the only other thing I want to do is on this arrival, is planned to be at the initial approach fix at 220 knots, just in case they clear us for the procedural approach. So at Ljubljana VOR, here, 107, I'm just going to put the speed to 220. And I think that's inserted already. Just double check there, so Ljubljana VOR. Do I have to execute something here? I don't know.
Aeroflot 3020 München radar, good evening. Please resend your flight plan. What is your destination?
220, perfect. It's got an unusual restriction, 250 below flight level 115. That could be localised speed restriction. It's not on the arrival here, maybe it's on another chart. But I hope you get the idea of what we're planning on happening. I expect we're actually going to get vectors, but then I can update the FMS accordingly. So checking the ILS chart. Runway 30, let's get the ILS tuned, which is 110.5. Right flick there, hopefully nothing serious. It was the wiper! How did it do that? I don't know how I turned the wiper on. I was wondering what on earth for that sound. I thought the engine was surging for a second. Oh dear, 1105. 303. So ILS frequency course is set. Minimums, it's going to be 1391 MDA. It's a DA, but I think for this we put MDA, which is 1391.
Aeroflot 3020.
I think when I get closer, I push final approach. I'm going to set this to 200. Again, you wouldn't usually on the 737, but I think that's just to ensure that we get the minimum score. It is 200 feet AGL. So that's it. It's a standard ILS once we get in via Basta to the middle marker.
Lufthansa 2318, contact radar 123.
And you have to go around. It'll be climb straight ahead to the Mike Kilo Romeo Whiskey. Or Marker Whiskey. Oh, got Marker point there, which is also the Ljubljana VOR. Oh, we've also got an EDDB to fly over. 296, which will tune.
Tomjet 2 Lima Juliet, you are leaving my airspace, monitor Unicom 122.8.
So on the approach at 4.4 DME, we go over the Ljubljana NDB. If they have to go around, it's towards the Ljubljana VOR. Left turn, max 185 knots. So in this aircraft, I don't know what the initial flap retraction schedule is. I would go 15-15, that sounds good enough. Raise the gear, we'll go to 185 knots. 180 turn on a heading on 138. And then we'll intercept the 173 radial from Ljubljana outbound till 13 DME, and then a left turn back to Dolsko to hold at that point, probably on vectors.
Ryanair 6 Papa Lima, you are not within my airspace, and also
a lot of high terrain around, so be wary of that.
Please
Descent
reset your flight plan.
10,500 feet to the north, so make sure we're complying with all the restrictions here. We can go from 120 down to 7,000 once we're 10 miles from the VOR. Very important to respect your charted altitudes if you're not under radar control or ATC. That's it. I don't think there's any accurate landing performance calculator here, so we've got 3,300 metres of runway. Nice and long. We'll try and make Golf here, which is going to be around 2,000-ish metres, so again, no accurate landing performance here. What I found earlier testing was to go on a brake medium with flat 30-40, and that works out quite nicely for Golf. And then vacating Golf, we'll taxi on to stands. I just have the default scenery here in Ljubljana. That's it, briefing's all done. And we've got
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, descent flight level 330.
Descent flight level 330, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. So that's just a step descent. We're still 80 miles away from top of descent at that point, but we'll comply with the request. So what I'll do is push profile. I think that'll just descend us at 1,000 feet per minute, I hope, because we're obviously very far to go for our actual top of descent point. What I'll do is...
With 855, München radar, good evening, identified.
330 is in the FMS. There we are. That's just going to be us 1,000 feet per minute. Lovely. Terry Gleason, you learn a lot from my videos. Thank you. Mattia, when can we expect the next 737 flight? Hold on, that's a little bit quick. Let me just... I only want to do 500 feet per minute. Yeah, Zebo mod. I never go more than 2 or 3 streams without flying the Zebo mod, so... What is it today? It is Tuesday today. If I do a stream, I might do a Euro Truck stream either tomorrow or Thursday on the Flight Data Sim gaming channel, the new one. Then Friday or Saturday will most likely be another... Just watching our speed there. Speed went all the way back. Yeah, I want to go fast. Yeah, we'll see what to do next. We'll have... probably the Zebo one won't be long before we fly the Zebo again, don't worry. That's why I must stress, make sure you subscribe, guys, so as soon as I post a stream, or follow me on social media, Instagram. Actually, I didn't post a stream on Instagram today, but Facebook, Twitter, but the best way to know when I'm going live is subscribe to the channel, push the bell icon, and then you'll automatically be notified when I publish a stream. Andy, there is this Alpaca 738 gathering dust in Napoli. I know, we did a stream to Napoli. Oh yeah, that was a 2-sector day, I think. We went for high beef, if I remember rightly.
Correction, Tarom 383, descent flight level 330. Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, leaving my airspace, monitor Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
Unicom 122.8, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, thanks to ATC, bye. Oh, that's a shame. All he did was to send me down 2,000 feet for reasons. Steve Mayer, boss, when are we doing another Blériot flight? Ah, yes. I mean, I haven't touched Microsoft Flight Simulator much recently. I mean, nothing against Microsoft Flight Simulator, but we fly commercial jet airliners on this channel, and, well, the offering at the moment, we're going to have to wait a bit longer, as we well know. But yes, another GA flight in Microsoft Flight Simulator wouldn't go amiss. The Blériot 11, I could probably set myself some ridiculous task to, or challenge to fly that aircraft. Let's try... profile again. There we are. Profile speed, profile altitude. Excellent. So on Unicom again, we've got our next descent point, which is 60 miles away. We should get some ATC soon. David Wenk, I vote for the VC-10 as soon as one, and I think there is one coming for X-Plane 11, as soon as one is available, we'll jump on into it. Oh, it looks like we're going to have to descend our own. There's no actual ATC sectors online. The next ones are going to be Ljubljana approach. There's quite a few of us coming in. I like to explore some other cities like this because they don't get enough coverage on VATSIM. A lot of the Baltic states all used to fly to the airports we all love and know. I'm sure most of you here, well, I say I'm sure many of you in chat probably wouldn't even know Ljubljana was the capital of Slovenia. So it's nice to go to a few other places. I did see they were doing the event, which is why I chose this sector. Robert Horsfall, the 737 is more hands-on. The Airbus flies like Boeing in control wheel steering. You're not too far off there, buddy. Avio Manti says hello and happy holidays. Good day to you, sir. You're doing very well. Andy M71, yes, you brought that up. Yeah, I did look. We are due the members group flight this weekend, but because we've been doing it every 4 weeks, we're right at the beginning of the month, and because it's like you know, that each members group flight is January's members group flight, February's members group flight. This one would have been on the 2nd of January, so I'm actually going to postpone it by another week. So the next one will be on the 9th of January, as long as I'm not flying or anything happens on my roster. That's when we'll do the next one. But I'll make a post on the Discord about that, because I'm sure a lot of people will be expecting one this weekend. Listerman, you were in Ljubljana 20 years ago. Right. Plenty of traffic on our little TCAS display here. Look at that. Actually, that should be pointing at no longer at above. Andy, no, I'm off this week, working next weekend. You do it on purpose. I'm afraid not. I think you've missed a few though because of work. Boris, I think it's flight level 330 from AT because 3 planes before you and 1 behind you got 320. Some kind of flow building, maybe potentially. Jonathan Butcher, what is the above thing? Yeah, that's a feature I've noticed on older commercial airliners, certainly in the sim anyway. You can see it no longer says above on here. I think it's to do with, I'd be guessing at this, it's to do with either how it displays traffic on the VSI there, but I don't truly know. There's a few other aircraft that has that, but I think either the Fly JSIM or the Flight Factor 75. It's an older TCAS system, but truthfully I don't know when or why you select above, below and end for normal. Blind Eye, when do you fly again? Real life UK is locked for passengers traffic. Is it not? Pretty much Blind Eye in 1995. Many European countries have blocked inbound and outbound commercial airline traffic. I was meant to have been flying on Monday, but the flight was cancelled for that very reason. But I haven't flown now for over 6 weeks, so hopefully sooner rather than later. I've just been told contact Lima Oscar Victor Victor Centre. That sounds Austrian.
That's flight level 170, and there is a bunch of traffic inbound to Ljubljana right now. And if you are heading 180 for delay, just a little bit, I'll call you back shortly.
Alan Dawson, the above below prioritises the TCAS emphasis. Well, there you go, Alan. Jonathan. Thank you very much, Alan Dawson.
Radar, good evening, Tomjet 3246 with you, flight level 340 requesting descent.
Tomjet 3246, hello, radar contact, descend.
A good thing to remember if you want to become a pilot is, or thinking about flying, is never guess. If you're not sure about something, make sure you're very much telling the individuals that you're not sure. Don't ever try and guess. Always look it up. There's always a manual available. As one of the top tips I was told as an instructor, if you don't know, just number one tip is to say to the student, where would you find that information? They look it up themselves, and then you just go, yep. But it's a good trait to take on you, especially some of the complex stuff, and you don't want to be making mistakes. So if you're not sure,
radar contact.
And there's so much to learn. I have still myself so much to learn. It really is incredible. And another thing that's apparent is, especially now with COVID-19 times, is maintaining proficiency, because we're so used to flying day in, day out. It's I think it's already been highlighted as a concern from ICAO is keeping current, because you can't if you're flying, but I have to admit my airline's doing plenty to keep us occupied or keeping us refreshed. They're pumping out lots of content, lots of good video conference calls and things like that. It's really good. We've got a wealth of access to all sorts. I'm just going to try and check in when I can. Steve Mayer, boss, how do you get this monster into a hold? It's very easy. You go flight plan, select your respective waypoint, for example, Dole, press hold, and then insert. Very similar to the 7-3 in that respect, so that's what I used to do. Done a hold in it before on the street, works out quite nicely.
Charlie Alpha Tango, very good evening. Radar contact, descent flight level 180.
180, Alpaca.
Radar, very good evening. It's Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, maintaining flight level 330, inbound Degum.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, hello, radar contact. When ready, descent flight level 170.
When ready, descend flight level 170, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Perfect, that's only 10 miles away, so what I think I might do, if I push profile now, I think the aircraft starts descending. It does. Top of the sensor check, guys. No problem, Steve, with the holding. Down we go.
Hello, radar contact.
So is that going to do 1,000 feet per minute again, or is that just going to die?
On the Roger, descent flight level 170.
Oh no, there I think it's doing 1,000 feet per minute.
Radar, good evening, KLM to Zulu.
So that's just like pushing out of defence. We're doing 1,000 feet per minute, and then I guess the aircraft will recapture that profile as we go down there. What's our target speed? No, speed's come all the way back, but we actually want 285 knots. Excellent. AP, the ETA, if we don't get any delay, I expect to be touching down around 25 to 30 minutes.
6, stop descent flight level 1, correction, disregard. Alpaca, Charlie Alpha Tango, stop descent flight level 180.
Stop descent flight level 180, Alpaca, Charlie Alpha Tango.
Eurotrans to 9 Bravo Lima.
Jonathan Wheelchair, brace. Incorrect emoji usage.
Stop descent flight level 190, Eurotrans to 9 Bravo Lima.
And Eurotrans to 9 Bravo Lima.
Just over the Alps now.
1,500 or less.
Are you still using Vivid Sky? No, got rid of it. I got rid of loads of plugins this morning, well, the last couple of days as well. Just because I had a few crashes recently, I just got anything that's unstable. I got rid of that FPS booster thing as well, so I've literally got minimal plugins now. The only difference to the look at the moment is Active Skies textured clouds, that's it. I think for my channel, which is obviously watching me fly commercial airliners, I'd rather have that stability as opposed to perhaps a little bit more eye candy. I was, you might not have noticed but the last stream, well no, 2 streams ago when we had the 2 crashes, I was really, not, I wouldn't say devastated is the word, but I was really like, I want to put on a good show, you know, I really don't like that, you know, things don't work properly, so I want everything tested, perfected, so when I run the stream it's all going as planned.
Ljubljana radar, 135.
Kieran Harvey had to leave for a bit. Is the A300 behaving? So far, so good.
75, thank you, and we'll report the rate of descent to Ljubljana. Have a good evening, your transfer 9 Bravo.
Jonathan Wood, you're pretty upset. I was upset, but a lot of you don't, well I think a lot of the members realise, but a lot of people don't realise.
Charlie Alpha Tango, Bratis, correction, Ljubljana radar, 135 to 75.
It's not us, but I just want to put that on standby. I think a lot of people realise when it comes to streaming flight simulator content, the amount of work that's required in the background is quite a lot. To make sure everything works properly, generally if it's not the Zevo mod, I run a test sector. You have to check sceneries, airports, updates, clients. Every day something changes, you know. And it's not to say like, it's not something like say you're streaming Call of Duty or FIFA or Epic Stage where every crash just reboot it and just crack on, you know. But yeah, I love every minute of it and I love providing the content. I enjoyed the stream earlier with the members.
Likewise, thank you for the 4097, contact München radar 134, approach 134, decimal 150, goodbye.
Marion, you're not meant to mention that. So I set up the stream, and then once I got the stream set up, I did the practice sector on the A300, then I played Assetto Corsa on Discord with some of the guys, because Mariana bought me for Christmas the G920 Logitech steering wheel. It's so good. We play so many racing games on the PC. Gaming FIFA stream where no FIFA streams on this channel, all Flight Data Sim Gaming.
Italia 111, contact Adelaide Radar 130.0, goodbye. 130.0.
Marianne always pipes in, doesn't she, at the most inconvenient time for me. Used to show me up. Joe Drage, Flight Data Sim is slow. Get out of here, Joe Drage. You're the one spinning round, pirouetting in front of me. Joe and I were having a little. We were basically just trying to see who could go around the fastest at Brands Hatch today, and he had a little bit of a 180-degree spin in front of me. He kept blocking the road. Carl Cruz Gotcha, installing plugins are just too complicated these days. Well, it's the installing isn't so bad, Carl, but I think the more plugins you have, the more they can conflict with each other, cause issues. It might not necessarily be the plugin itself, because I was adamant X-Pilot was causing me crashing issues, but I don't think it was so much X-Pilot. I think it was the fact that it was conflicting with other plugins.
Descent flight level 320.
Will Henwards, you were fast around Brad. See, I was doing okay. I was getting a little bit more consistent there, Will. At the end, is it Tobias? Is Tobias?
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, contact Ljubljana radar, frequency 135, decimal 275, goodbye.
135-275, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Thanks, CATC, sir. Bye-bye.
01 Alpaca 9.
Didn't grab the weather. I'll have a quick look here. So it's information X-ray, 2100 Zulu, so 28 minutes ago. Expect ILS runway 30, global wind at 2 knots, few at 500, 1 degrees, QNH is 1001.
Descent level 210.
Descent level 210, correct, 16.
Busy, busy.
Just over Dinka.
Tobias and IFO Escape were getting 145s. Yeah, they were going fast.
Wizard 1787, Ljubljana radar.
Yeah, I was in the second and a half of Tobias's lap times in the end. He's been playing.
Alpaca 800, turn right heading 330, clear LS approach runway 30, depart established. Turn right heading 330, clear for LS.
So on this profile mode, guys, just like VNAV, it's keeping us on the vertical profile, as you can see here. 70 feet below, set all the test observers on there. The blue arrow is the point at which we reach our MCP altitude, which is 170.
Condor 4 Papa Mike, sorry, my mistake, turn right heading 210, descent 4000. Right turn 02, repeat please. Condor 4 Papa Mike, sorry, my mistake, turn right 210, descent 4000.
Felix, this is honestly weird. Every day I buy a new plane, and the next thing I see is you streaming it. It's very cool.
Tomcat 2 Lima Juliet, right heading 130, descent 7000 feet, QNH 1001.
Very much, Package Tango inbound Lima Bravo Lima at flight number 180.
Victor Charlie Papa, Charlie Alpha Tango, good evening.
Can you cause a nightmare?
Data
Victor Charlie Papa, Charlie Alpha Tango. Ljubljana approach, very good evening. Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, descending to flight number 170, inbound to Degum. Thank you, lot. Thank you, Big Red 7813.
First time catching you live. Just wanted to say thank you for all of the amazing content you create.
Stop to flight level 200, Alpaca 14 Lima
Open mouth smile.
Thank you very much, Big Red 7813. Sorry, I'll repeat that because I didn't catch that there. 1,000 feet to go. This is how this works. Time is always terrible. Thank you very much, anyway, Big Red 7813 for the $10.
First time catching you live. Just wanted to say thank you for all of the amazing content you create. Can't wait for more too, Open mouth smile.
Thank you very much, Big Red 7813 for the $10, and great you could make the live stream live for the first time ever. Yes, the Tupolev, the Felis Tupolev, we haven't seen for quite some time, so that's still in Duxit. Last stream we did that, but I'll have a chat with Felis at some point, and we'll track that out of the hangar at some point. Thanks a lot, buddy. So there's 200. Obviously now the profile's going to escape us, but we were told to stop descent at this point.
descend 6,000 feet, Alpaca 9 Alpha Kilo.
And
So we're going to go out of profile mode here to out hold. That way I can control the speed and bring the speed back. So we're going to end up high here. Just going to bring it back to around 240 knots. Are those mountains peeking through the cloud? They are. There's the Swiss Alps.
Eurotrans 29 Bravo Lima, flight level 190.
Eurotrans 29
I said Swiss Alps, we know it is Switzerland.
The
Alps, I should say.
Descent level
We're just about, well, we're literally just crossing from Austria into Slovenia now, in Slovenian airspace. The Slovenian Alps, I should say.
Left heading 190, descent flight level 120, and repeat last hit please for Eurotrans.
The reason I brought the speed back is, as I said, look, profiles escaping from us. I expect to either hold or get some delayed arrivals anyway, so we shouldn't worry too much about the profile. Moen, are those the mountains Joe landed into? Joe, be careful. Look, when you're flying around, just don't fly into these. Top tip.
Okay, 0 Tower 180, goodbye.
Now I'm trying to would like to continue the approach, or hold it, 180.
You can turn left heading 090 and descent level 120.
230 knots is plenty slow enough. Level at 200 here. So I don't think this approach chart. We're just overhead Degum now.
Kilo, right heading 240
and we're now flying inbound towards the Ljubljana VOR.
Who asked for descent? Chatham 383, stand by for descent now. You're at least
Tom Boddock, tack icing range. Is that an engine and wing anti-ice on shortly? Yeah, I think pretty much, Tom. I'm not 100% sure, but I think when it comes up, it tells you, look, I think when the thrusters are idle and the tack's at a certain temperature, it comes with the message to remind you to use it if you're in icing conditions. Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, request further descent.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, descent level 160. Correction, 190.
Descent flight level 190, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. That's all you can give us.
Contact tower 18.0, goodbye.
Just do 1,000 feet per minute. There's no point diving down if you're only going down 1,000 feet.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Kilo, right heading at 270.
Jonathan Richard doesn't switch the anti-ice on for you. Send it back for a refund.
Right heading 270, clear now, let's approach 1111, and we'll then...
Gabstra, those are the Julian Alps. Beautiful area, very cool Gabstra.
892, right heading 120.
Right heading 120 is 892.
2 tons enough, whole 1,000 feet, big drops today. That's actually quite common though. If you often get high, ATC know about it, they're already dealing with it, and they just send you down 1,000 feet. It's like, oh.
Croatia 6 Tango,
bit of a nothing though.
Level 120.
So we'll just stay outside of profile mode. You can just use VS or level change to control our speed directly. You okay?
246, turn
Fine,
right
thank
heading
you.
150, descent level 120.
Everyone's giving me a lot of pressure today.
150, descent level 120.
Joe's been getting a lot of grief on the chat today.
Alpha Kilo, cleared out, let's approach runway 30.
Flickering crowds again. Yeah, I think that's just X-Plane and graphics cards. There seems to be a disparity between your altitudes. Our temperatures are all fine, they're set to standard. Remember, remember this is indicating meters, so that could be the difference there. Yeah, I mean it's just slightly below 190, which is why it's showing 80 on the round number. So yeah, we're getting very high here. About to go over the airfield at 20,000 feet. If we were to get this exact approach to arrival, we'd be 6,400 feet high. So,
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, left turn heading 090, descent level 120.
left turn heading 090 degrees, descent, confirm cleared flight level, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo.
Eurotrans 29 Bravo Lima, left turn heading 090.
Oh.
Left heading 090, clear descent.
Was that for me? Have I just
Easy 892.
Oops, I think I might have taken someone else's clearance there. Because someone read it back, someone else different. I just need to confirm my clearance there. That was a bit of a whoopsie.
With the 855, good evening, Ljubljana, radar identified.
I swear he said my call sign though, but then someone else, he read it back to another aircraft. I swear he said my call sign.
Alpaca, Charlie Alpha Tango,
50,
right turn,
40,
heading 120,
30,
and 8,000.
Oh, he did say my call sign.
10.
Uh-oh, someone else read it back though.
Lima,
Oliver Churchill, thanks for the pound donation, buddy. Okay, so he said my call sign, I read it back, and then he repeated the instruction to another aircraft, who then read it back. I just need to confirm my clearance with him. It was you, yeah, I thought he did, but then I read it back. But
Charlie Alpha Tango just contacted you, you can descend 8,000 feet.
so basically now, you just keep with your existing clearance. It's far safer to stay on their arrival.
Established runway 30, Alpaca 9 kilo.
Alpaca Fuel Tower 18.0, goodbye.
18.0, great job, buddy. Alpaca 9 kilo, bye.
Happy. Pressure 6 Tango, descent
So
6,000 feet, QNH 10.
I've tried to ask ATC. It's so busy.
6,000 feet, QNH 1001, got 6 Tango. Tomjet 3246.
Anyway, we'll carry on with the arrival. If we get to Dolsko with no clearance, we'll do it as it says on the chart. If not cleared for an approach, after Lima Bravo Lima, go towards Dolsko.
Alpaca 14 Lima Road, turn left heading 090.
Turn left heading 090 degrees, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. And would you like us to send as well? Because I think it was a bit of confusion and it's all read back out of clearance.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, you can descend level 120.
Descend flight level 120, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. There we go, got it all sorted. So we'll go level change. We're going to stay, keep the speed at 230 knots. Don't use profile mode when you're 9,000 feet high, like VNAV. But that's it, you know, we all make mistakes. One thing is to never get frustrated. So if ATC is that busy, they give you something and there's a mistake in his clearance or someone else reads it back, just keep calm, you know. Best thing I did was to wait, get some clarification, stay on the planned arrival because we've not been cleared approach. And then if it's obviously a conflict, he'll come to you straight away. But yeah, just take your time. So we're on some vectors now. I'm not going to start updating anything in the FMS just yet, just because I'm not 100% sure where we're going to be going after this. But yeah, down we go.
Left 210, correct 610.
This will roll the stream back and listen to it again like in real life.
Right on 290, Victor 177.
Tomjet 3246, turn right heading 09.
Flight time 1995. Is there a cabin? I haven't even done a single cabin tour. We're in the Alpaca Airways liveried aircraft. Look at this. And everyone is watching the Alpaca Airways advert. If you type in Alpaca Airways on YouTube, you can watch this advert if you so wish. It's a beautiful cabin. This is one of the members that's spent all his spare time making this livery for me.
Tomjet 3246,
Would you like a copy of it? If you have the iniBuilds Airbus A300.
3246, negative, left turn 090.
We've got you covered. There you go.
Alpaca Charlie Alpha Tango, continue descent 6,000.
He did call you. Yes, I know he called me on ATC earlier. We were just making sure that the clearance was definitely for me because the confusion was he gave me the clearance, I read it back but asked for confirmation on the cleared flight level, and then someone else, he called someone else with the exact same instruction.
Heading 110,
John Kessler, is that the one that says chicken on the bottom? That's the cargo variant.
Heading 120.
This is from Moen, one of the members who's in chat here. Moen makes loads of my liveries.
855 descent level 130. Descent 130 will be Easy 892, present heading clear, let's approach runway 27.
Grant, Echo Sonic, just watching the adult flight. Yes, it's our form of brainwashing. Alpaca Airways, we just looped the advert.
Alpaca Charlie Alpha Tango, turn right, heading
seatbelt sign on now.
260, Alpaca Charlie.
It's another really cool feature on iniBuilds. You put the seatbelt sign on, you get the light illuminate. Just turn it off briefly just to show you. It's a nice little touch. So it's back off again. No smoking off as well. Back in the cabin. Look.
110, please.
If we can try and get. There you go. Look, the lights are extinguished. Very cool.
Is there 855? Confirm heading 120.
So a bit of a whistle-stop tour of Slovenia.
855, right heading 140.
Just to show you where we are geographically. Look, we're all the way off here in the east. So what I'm just going to do is route direct to the Domsko VOR.
Right heading 130, descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1001.
Right heading 130 and descent
We're going to obviously stay in heading. Now, if you're in a proper Airbus, well, I say a proper Airbus, the newer Airbus A320.
Alpaca 4 Lima Bravo, right turn, heading 140, could you descend 7,000, QNH 1001.
Heading 140 degrees, descend altitude 7,000 feet, QNH is 1001, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. 7,000 feet is set. I'm just going to crank that speed up slightly to 250 now. Set QNH, which is 1001.
13246, right, correction, left heading 030.
Passing 14,000 for 7,000 feet, standby altimeter
Convoy 12 Alpha Bravo.
Set.
Confirm level 120.
There we are, so we're on a kind of a long delayed vector here. If we go back to profile, now again we're still a bit too high, about 4,000 feet high, but we're not going straight in at this point, so this is looking okay.
855 descent 5,000.
What's the weather like at destination? Not too bad, so we'll get an update here. Variable 2 knots, 2,000 metres, RVR's dropped off quite a bit, few at 300, so okay just about for count 1. Hopefully the weather won't mess around us. That sounds Slovenian. Why did he say it? Why are there so many alpacas on the ILS? Right, I think we've got everything set up here. Approach briefing we did, descent's done, anti-ice altimeters.
Easy, exactly. Contact tower 18.0. Have a great evening. Goodbye. Thanks.
Tower is 118.0. Should put standby.
Russia 6 Tango is are you able to intercept the glide?
Intercepted, for your luck.
Russia 6 Tango, contact tower 18.0, clear.
Monstrous, there's so many alpaca aircraft because you're cold.
Alpaca Charlie Alpha Tango,
I'll call it a cold,
right
but,
by 10 degrees.
If you so say so. We do have I think we must be, I don't know how many virtual airlines there are on VATSIM. I know there's a lot of other virtual airlines, not representing real world airlines, but we've got to be one of the biggest ones now. There's alpacas everywhere. It's quite chilly in Slovenia today. You have 2 degrees down there. I mean, don't forget the sim's running 12 hours behind live time, but the weather is live. It's not a cult of religion. You've got a job. So look, we're on a very extended downwind leg here.
Heading 090, your return, 29 Bravo Lima.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, right turn, heading 240.
Right turn heading 240 degrees, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. So that's a bit of an intercept heading here. Let's just go direct to Dole again. Insert.
With their 1787 cleared LS approach.
There we go. That profile's looking good, about 900 feet high.
Take that there. Cleared LS approach runway 30.
And we'll do the post-cruise checks now. So exterior lights as required. Landing lights on. Turn-offs on. Takeoffs on. Exterior lights as required. Ignition is required as well. And that's it, check's complete. So I need to flick this over to ILS, and this here to ILS. A little bit too far out for the ident here, but we're going to keep it descending at this stage here. In fact, at the waypoint here, we'll be on a Lima 60, we're actually going to be plenty low enough. So in fact, what we're going to do now is bring the vertical speed back just to 1,000 feet per minute. We'll keep the speed at 250. We still have no speed control. Need engine anti-ice on here.
Radio check.
5 by 5 established.
Keep it going down.
Alpaca, Charlie Tango, confirm established.
Alpaca's taking over the world, I know.
Alpaca, Charlie Tango, Tower 118.0, Quebec.
Can't see much at the moment. Pretty cloudy around here at the moment.
4,000 feet, cleared ILS 30. 4,000 feet, cleared ILS 30, Tom Jet 324. Weather 1787, contact Tower 118.0.
Welcome Craig Iron as a member. Glad you joined the content, buddy. You get invited to our members only Discord to a custom motion chat as well.
2121, very good evening. Ljubljana radar identified to proceed direct to Lima Bravo, Lima for now, maintain 170.
Regardless, I hope everyone's health is good. Thanks, buddy. Welcome. So I'm just going to route now direct to the centre fix.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, right turn heading 290, descent 5,000.
Right turn heading 290 degrees, descend altitude 5,000 feet. Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo.
Convoy 12 Alpha Bravo, turn right heading 210.
290, you can see it's raining outside on the sim.
Turn right heading 210, descend 7,000 feet,
So 7.5 looking good. Just bring that rate of descent back a little bit further, around 700 feet per minute. So we're at 23, but I don't think that's a DME associated with the ILS. It's quite hard to work out. Right, we rely on that. Yeah, profile's coming in quite nicely. I'll bring that speed back now as well. I'm not sure where we are in the sequence because we've not been given any speed control. It says 22 miles to run, so you want to be at around 6,000 plus 1,000 feet with the elevation, so that's looking okay. So we'll go down at profile. Level change mode.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, descent 4,000 feet, cleared ILS approach runway 30.
Set altitude 4,000 feet on that heading, cleared ILS 30, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Perfect, so...
Convoy 12 Alpha Bravo, descent 6,000 feet.
There we are. So I think we've now got the correct indications. Well, there's the localizer anyway.
Your turn to 29 Bravo Lima, turn left heading 290.
And center fix 030. I'm just going to redirect to Basta here.
Was there 855 left heading 2, is it correction, 090? 090.
Perfect. There's Basta in the FMS. Around 1,000 feet per minute, and again I was meant to be doing 230 already. Localizer slowly coming in, you can see it here, look. Slowly start bringing the speed back to 220 knots as well. While the localizer now, which is VL. Localizer already captured.
2121.
Runway heading
is level
303 degrees. Well, as funky as this music is, I'm going to turn it off here for the approach.
Tomjet 3246, confirm established.
Just becoming established now, Tomjet.
But I'll go around today. It's going to be a full stop today. We're doing 400 feet per minute, not 1,400. Very low on the approach here. So much for my CDA. Let's just do 200 feet per minute. Speed's going back nicely, that'll help us.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, are you able to reduce 180?
A firm, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo.
Reduce speed 180.
180 knots, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. So I'm not sure where that traffic is ahead of us, but a bit late with the old speed control there. But here comes the glide slope anyway, so alarm, land.
Convoy 12 Alpha Bravo, right turn heading 290.
And it's very hard on this TCAS to work out where the traffic is, but I've got a funny feeling someone's very close in front of me. So I'm going to select a notch of flaps now in this weather. So flat 1, just get that speed brake out and actually help him out, slow down. Glide slope capture, missed approach altitude is 6,000 feet. Just set. For the next notch of flaps we need to be below 215 knots. So keep that speed brake out, bring that speed all the way back for him. Now take another notch of flaps. As soon as you're at 180 knots, we'll slow the speed brake there. Yes, speed 180, got it guys, got it, we are going. Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo is fully established, speed 180 knots.
Heading 270, your turn, remember.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Contact Tower 118.0. Happy New Year and all the best.
Tower 118.0 Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Same to you. Bye. Well, it's very hard to see, but I've got a funny feeling there might be traffic just ahead of us. I hope not. Let's see what Tower says. Tower, good day, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, established ILS runway 30. I'm going to bring the speed back a little bit further. Continue approach, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. I think that's what he said, very difficult to hear.
Runway vacant is on Golf, with 1787.
Perfect, so there we are. Going to configure very soon. Hopefully we'll vacate at Golf as well. Speed brakes are can I take a large flaps I can, 205 knots. We're going to go flaps to 20. And we'll configure here 5 miles. Get down. Whoa, nearly overspeeding there. What was that final approach speed? 140, and I think I need to fly 145. And got full flaps there. So landing checklist, start switches don't put in continuous, recall, we can actually check here. Oh, I don't know, no, that's just to reset it, but there's nothing on ECAM. Landing it down through green, auto brake is set to medium, flaps we've got full. Just waiting for our landing clearance, guys. 3 miles. Weather's not that great, remember. Not that you check the weather on late approach, but you can have a look here. Look, 2,000 metres, few clouds at 300. Cat 1 ILS, remember. Minimums for this approach should be rolling off the top of my head, but it's not where I'd usually see it. 1391, so 1,400 feet for not visual. We need to go around, but it looks like the ground's just about to come into view. We haven't got our landing clearance yet, guys, remember. Also, if I have to disconnect, remember, I'm going to have to take the order from off and add the thrust manually, because we nearly came into a cropper last time we went around. Approach lights to sight.
Tower, convoy 112 Bravo, 3,400 feet.
I'm disconnecting. Pilot's off. All throttles off. That's Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, say again. Clear to land, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. I thought he said nearly go around, right 3 red, so I'm a bit low here. Oh no. Very low. Close. Oh, I just screwed everything up there. That was awful. I thought he said, I wasn't sure what he said. I was concentrating so much on what he was saying. That approach was rubbish. Oh no, Tobias. Speed brakes up. Reverses. 80 knots.
121.62.
Oh dear, manual braking. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ljubljana. Smashed it down. Oh dear, oh dear. I couldn't hear ATC at all. I thought I was like, did he say go around or clear to land? And then we went really low on the approach. Oh, rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Tobias, I'm so sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ljubljana anyway. Hey, it was in the touchdown zone. Right at the aiming point.
Tomcat 1-1.6 to confirm.
What a bagger. Right, I'm not going to read any of the comments until I'm on stand, and then because I'll start crying with laughter. You guys are absolutely brilliant. Welcome for the first time to Slovenia. A300 was flawless throughout. Not so sure about the pilot. Put the alerts back on.
Ljubljana Tower, good evening. Eurotrans 29 Bravo Lima, ILS 30.
Well, we need a bit of a move on here.
Euro. Transfer to 29er Bravo.
Hopefully we'll go into ground soon.
Number 2, continue approach.
Ah, dear.
Number 2, continue approach, 29 Bravo Lima.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo vacated.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo goes to Ljubljana, contact ground on 121.6.
Ground on 121, 625, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, bye. I didn't hear a word, he said. I just have it on X-Pilot. That's how I know what the frequency is. But his ATC... Like, guys, you play that back. I couldn't hear my landing clearance on the first one. And I got so preoccupied trying to hand fly and trying to get my landing clearance. That's my excuse, anyway. Ljubljana ground, hello. It's Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, vacated runway 30 Golf.
Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo, welcome to Ljubljana. Taxi via Alpha, November, and taxi stand 10.
Alpha November, stand 10, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Perfect, first left, then next right, then a slight left onto stand 10.
Thank you very much.
Very, very enjoyable. Well, I hope you enjoyed that flight, guys. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button if you enjoyed that approach and landing. If you like the hard landing, you should still like the video. Oh no. Oh no, Boga. When it happened, Paul, when I landed, I very nearly quickly went to the go around just for a bit of fun because I wanted to do better. The members will say as well, I got a -30 on the test sector. I swear to you. All goes wrong on the streams. Very enjoyable. Oh, there'll be some sarky comment from someone 3 times less my age telling me how could I be a real pilot based off that landing. Things baking, that'll probably be hot brakes or something. Brakes, hot, brake fan on. There you are. Look at, I'm getting really good at operating the A300. Not so sure about the landing. Awesome. Love the flight though. Love this aircraft. This is a fantastic add-on, it really is. So there we are in via November, and then stand 8 straight ahead of us. There's stand 9, stand 10 is just going to be here. We're going to park next to our A300 Alpaca friend using the cargo variant of the aircraft. And first time in a while, no technical issues. Great to be back on X-Pilot, no problems there. So perhaps so basically, Robson, one of my members, got in contact with me and said he read or had similar issues to me where the sim was crashing and X-Pilot was stated as the culprit, but it wasn't actually X-Pilot. It was a relationship between X-Pilot and Sim Toolkit Pro. They were conflicting in some way, so I have unfortunately stopped using it, which gets rid of all the flight information for you, which is a bit of a pain, but I don't mind so much if you guys don't mind. And then obviously if you ask the respective questions how far we've got ETA and stuff, I'll let you know, but I'll perhaps see if there's an alternative to that flight information at the top. But it's a nice clean look, I think, on the stream. This is default scenery, guys, nothing spectacular. Looks like the President of Slovenia has arrived his BMW X5 to greet us. Our other luxurious German cars available. There we go. That should do us quite nicely. Right, parking brake is set, APU's available, so all we know what to do, because it's an Airbus, shut the engines down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. For the first time, Slovenia, Ljubljana, the capital of. Amazing. I'm not even going to read some of the comments here. I can just see them coming in straight now about that landing. Outrageous. Oh, it's so loud. Love it though. Don't even look at that, it's only half. The United 737's a bit lost, I didn't notice that. What is it, Atlanta? We're a little bit too far. Now to a 14-day quarantine, yeah. The flaps are still extended, Captain. Did I not clean them up? Oh my god, what's happened to me? Like, I forgot to clean the flaps up. Outrageous. How unprofessional.
Disconnecting from VATSIM. Thank you for the TC. Bye-bye and have a happy new year.
Thank you, you too. Thanks for flying and have a really nice new year. Thanks for...
We'll say hello as well. The brake fans are loud on this plane. Might not be the brake fans. Oops, are you real pilot emojis in chat? I fear coming because I forgot to retract the flaps. Here comes the Austin's vegan food. Is that a little nod towards the developer of X-Plane 11? I prefer alpaca feed if I'm honest. Looks like we've only got vegan food available. Oh, into the building he goes. He's a bit shy, that one. Oh, no, he's not. You're crazy, man. I think all the default airports now, they have all this ground servicing equipment. They'll come to the aircraft as well, which is quite cool. Just going to say thanks to the guys and then we'll log off and look at that replay. I don't really want to, but I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to read the comments as well. Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo on stand 8. Thanks a lot for the ATC and to your colleagues. Have a great evening, sir.
Thank you very much. Have a good New Year and thanks for flying. Goodbye.
You too, bye. Perfect. Off the network we go. Still very loud out here. Anti-coal light coming off. And people can come on as well. Where is she? There we are. Yeah, the thing is, I love the A300 so much because it, you know, it's so similar to the to Boeing. You know, I don't fly that often, but when I do, it comes back a lot quicker. It's not been a huge amount of time since we last flew it, but yeah, it was the test flight. Obviously, worked out well earlier, and it's nice to complete a flight finally on VATSIM, which is great. So just before we do the replay, I have to read some of the comments section because I think it would be quite amusing. Right, starting from the top then. Yes, plenty of brace emojis from the members and the no butter emojis as well. Bjorn said great landing from Llama Airways. What a landing, said Dennis. Ini Simulations. I hope you're not from the Ini Simulations team. I might have actually broken your add-on. Kyle, need medical care after that landing. Good one. It's normal in low visibility. Well, not usually, Pedro, but I'll use that excuse today. Steve Mayer said, nice new undercarriage, please. Brilliant. My chiropractor will send you the bill. Fantastic. I spilled my gin and tonic. Well done. Any landing you can walk away from to fly the sim game. Thank you very much, Mariana. Exactly. Does anyone have some ice? Said T-Vodka. Why are we unrelated? We'll check out how many alpacas have whiplash now. Might have a class action. Seems on the way. We all have this happen every now and again, said Joe Drange. Well, at least we're not embedded into the side of a mountain. Banter. That landing smashed harder than the like button. Brilliant. Like a real fighter pilot, said Casey. Exactly. Oh dear. Joe Drange, Tobias currently shaking in his seat. Yes, Tobias actually keeps a close eye on all of our landing rates. So what I'll do in chat, guys, if you want to take a look at this link here, I'll put the command in chat now. You always want a bit of a laugh. Joe's finding my comment very amusing. Oh dear. Brent said, thank you very much for the stream. Best to you, Mariano, for 2021. Thanks, buddy. Superb. Well, guys, what can I say? Another successful live stream. Lovely short sector. First time in Slovenia. Great ATC for the entire sector. Always like to say thanks to these guys. It was really good fun and nice chilled out stream. 2.5 hours. Jobs are good. Right. Turn these sounds up for the replay because they do sound awesome. And we'll turn down this relaxing music. And of course we'll end the stream with our funky replay music. There we go. Right. Let's pop ourselves onto final. Let's firstly debrief the landing because always like to do that there. So here was around the point I disconnected, I think, and started flying manually. So it's about here, all looking quite good. And at this point here, I was still waiting for our landing clearance. So I was thinking a little bit like, okay, what's going on there? And watch what happens. Let's have a look here on the PFD. I start drifting down because he's just told me something which I couldn't understand. So I'm like, concentrate. Oh, okay, I'm getting a bit low here. Make the correction. Okay, Alpaca 14 Lima Bravo. Say again. Okay, cleared to land. Okay, I was cleared to land, and then I took my off the ball here. Look, just that my altitude gets slightly below the target glide, so look at it dipping down. I haven't realised. Now I've realised. I'm like, oh no, I'm way too low here. Correcting that, I'm about 20 feet over the threshold, which I shouldn't be with 30 feet. And I'm just right, yeah, checked way too late. Boom, down we go. So there we are. Music's too loud. I can fix that. It's never too loud for funky music, but you're alright. There you are. Sorry, you couldn't quite hear that there. But yeah, that's me debriefing the landing. Let's actually see what it looks like from outside the from the touchdown there. Check. But too low. Boom. Yeah, just that's what happens if you check 20 feet low. Were the spoilers out? No, I didn't have the spoilers. No, I didn't. Thank God for that. I thought I'd screwed up. Just double check. Yeah, spoilers are definitely down. Boom. As soon as I touched down, they retracted. Yeah, sorry about drowning you out with funky music there. It was a bit loud. It wasn't that bad. Yes, it was firm and a bit of a bounce, but I've landed harder. Jonathan Wiltshire, what point would you got cold feet and gone around if you hadn't got landing clearance? Around 50 feet or so? If I haven't started talking by 50 feet, I'm going around. Yeah, active sky behaved itself today, and explains visibility is perfect. It doesn't look so dramatic from outside. But yeah, I mean, was that a hard landing? Yes, it was very firm. You'd go in the seats. Yeah, oh my goodness, you'd be like, ugh, that was horrible, but it wasn't dangerous, not at all. But yeah, it was a very positive landing. These aircraft can land twice that, -600, -700, before they'd even get a whiff of an engineer have to look at it. So there's a common misconception that hard landing is clueless or the pilots have made a mistake. Yes, I didn't want to land like that. It's not dangerous. Aircraft will take that every single day. Firm is the new smash. Yeah, something like that. Oh, there's not much point doing it from the tower view. Anyway, what I'll do, I'll pop ourselves back in the cockpit, and then we'll sign out. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Very, very enjoyable stream. Firstly, to everyone that donated today, it was all very, very kind of you. Thank you very much. Don't ever feel like you ever have to donate. As I said, we've got plenty of time in the cruise descent to answer any questions, so you don't feel like the need you have to get your donation highlighted. I do my best there. But massive thank you to Newark Spotting, who came with a whopping £100 donation on top of the other two on top of that. Again, I just have to say thanks. That was completely over the top generosity, so thank you to all the members as ever. Thank you for the continued support. I hope you enjoyed that one as well. To all my regular subscribers and viewers, we'll be back in the Airbus A300 in no time whatsoever. Next stream might do Euro Truck Sim on Flight Deck Sim Gaming tomorrow. Not for sure certain on that, but go check out the second channel, Flight Deck Sim Gaming. Type it in YouTube, it's live there now. You can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe as well. Guys, as usual, stay safe out there. If I don't see you in chat before New Year's, have a great New Year's Day, and we'll see you all very soon.